Panthers' 53rd Rivalry City Championship game. Here's Dave and Reggie with the pregame show, live from the NAU Sky Dome.
This is KAFF Flagstaff, K228XO 93.5 Flagstaff, your home for the legends of country and the high school football game of the week. Welcome to the Pick and Run pregame show on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Sports Network. The pregame show is brought to you by Pick and Run and Odegaard Sewing Center. Join us now for a preview of tonight's game, along with a special guest. Now, let's head to the stadium. Here's Dave Zorn and Reggie Eccleston.
Good evening, everybody, from the NU Woke Up Sky Dome. This is the 53rd Flagstaff City Championship game between the Coconino Panthers and the Flagstaff Eagles. Welcome, folks. I am Dave Zorn, along with Reggie Eccleston, and this is the game we always look forward to at the end of the year, when two teams that we've, gotten to know over the year, like new players. In one case with Flag's new coach, and it's always weird for me because we've seen both these teams off and on all year, and it's kind of weird when they're now here together, and it's almost like a reunion in a way, for at least for me. But there's some weird differences in this game. Obviously, Coconino needs to win to be in the conversation for a 4A playoff spot. If they win tonight, there's a good chance they're going to get in. Of course, we'll have to wait and see tomorrow. Flagstaff, they're done. I mean, this is their playoff game, and the mood this week at Flag High. You hear Coach Manning and talk about it here coming up. It's been pretty good. I mean, it's been a rough 4 or 5 weeks for Flag High, but this is the game that everybody gets up for. It seems to me that there's a little bit more pep, a little bit more energy, a little bit more focus out of this Flagstaff Eagle team than we saw maybe a couple weeks ago when last time we saw them.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing season for them. They started off real hot, going 4-0, scoring a lot of points, and then, the next 5 games, they just had some injuries. That's what kind of started the slide, and it's been real difficult for them. They haven't really been themselves. They've not been able to put up the type of points they're used to doing. But you got to remember, too, this is that game, that rivalry game, that no matter what happens throughout the season, throw those things out. These teams are going to be ready to play. They want bragging rights. It's also been a disappointing season up to this point for Coconino. They expected to be even better than they've showed. They've had a couple of glitches as well, but I expect this to be a good game. Coconino still has the opportunity, to make the playoffs, so this is a game they definitely want to win.
Well, we'll tell you the scenarios for Coconino. Again, they win. We'll know tomorrow morning, roughly about 8 or 9 o'clock, when the brackets are announced, if they get in and where they're going to go. We know pretty 99% sure they're not going to host the game.
Right.
I've kind of broken it down to it's going to be in the valley somewhere. It won't be in Tucson. It could be Casa Grande. It could be Santan Valley, which would be Poston Butte. Those are the two leading candidates. Maybe Mesquite. I'm not sure, but some things have to play out. But those are kind of the working kind of knowledge is where those are going to be. However, the reason why Coconino's got a chance of getting in, technically they're the 18th seed in the 4A conference. There's 2 4A teams that are in the open bracket right now. Cactus, who is nice and settled, they're going to be in the open. However, the number 8 and the last team in the open bracket is American Leadership Academy Queen Creek. If the AIA, now the AIA's got final say on the open. If the AIA decides to keep ALA Queen Creek in there and Coconino wins, Coconino would likely make a playoff spot. However, if the AIA goes, you know what, we don't like the way ALA Queen Creek, if they're not suited to go against a Chandler and Hamilton, those kind of guys, then they may bump them down to the 4A and bring like a Horizon into the open. If that happens, Coconino won't be in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's the thing for us. Those are good things to talk about, the possibilities. For Coconino, it doesn't matter. All they have to do is win. If they win, they have a chance. If they don't win, then both teams are done for the season. So it's going to be a real interesting game. I'm really looking forward to see, who really comes out with that fire, because, we've had a lot of fireworks in the past for this football game, this city championship. And I'm just wondering which team is the one that's going to come out tonight and show that extra fire.
We love this game, too, because the fan bases for both Flag and Coconino come out in force. I've been in this building where there's been like 4,000 or 5,000 people in the stands. Of course, in a dome that's about 9, almost borderline 10,000, it's some empty spots. But I mean, when the fan bases get going, it can get loud in here for this game. And say what you will about the Sky Dome for a high school football game. Sometimes it kind of sucks the energy out of the area. But when you get a large group of fans in here like this game draws, it's a blast. And I'm looking forward to the student section and the fan base being great. We're right above the Coconino fans here. We know they can bring the noise and bring the energy.
Oh, yeah.
We know the student section for Flag across the way, they get rowdy and get excited. So we're going to have that atmosphere here. Both bands are here, as you can hear probably in the background. Both teams are warming up right now. Coconino to our right and Flagstaff to our left. The record's coming in. Coconino's 4-3 overall, 2-2 in the Grand Canyon region. Flagstaff's 4-5 overall, 1-3 in the Grand Canyon region. Coconino has won 4 straight games. Every year we have called this game on radio. Coconino has won. We've never seen Flagstaff win this game.
Yeah.
Maybe we're the problem. I don't know. And the series is tied, by the way. It's a 53rd game. So out of 52 games, the series is tied 26-26. It doesn't get much better than that. Bottom line, and that's on the line, too, the overall series lead.
Yeah. And that's the thing, these seniors for Flagstaff, no, they haven't beat Coconino. They haven't beaten them over the years. If they can be that first team to win that game tonight, that might change the trajectory of where both these teams go in the future. So it's an important game for both teams. I'm really excited. Playoff implications on the line for Coconino, bragging rights on the line for Flagstaff.
Well, both teams continue to warm up on the field. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, you're going to hear from both coaches. I caught up with Coach Mike Lapsley earlier this week when they actually practiced in the Dome here on Tuesday, and we caught up with a little bit more windier day with, as you'll find out, with head coach Sean Manning of Flagstaff High School. And Sean kind of talked a lot, and there's some changes already at Flagstaff, at Flag High regarding himself and the football program. I'll let him tell you what that's all about coming up. And, of course, we get a lot of the same goodness out of Coach Lapsley we do every week, which is, he doesn't tell us anything hardly. So anyway, we'll have that coming up, and then after the interviews, we'll be back here live at the Sky Dome and get you set for the 53rd Flagstaff City Championship game, Flagstaff and Coconino, here on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Sports Network.
Pick and Run convenience stores would like to wish the Flagstaff schools a successful and safe football season. Be sure and skip the Flagstaff traffic on your way out of town to Friday's big game and stop by Pick and Run, located 6 miles south of Flagstaff on Interstate 17, exit 333 in Coconino Village. They have everything you could need for that out-of-town road trip. Fill up the tank, grab your favorite snacks, ice-cold beverages, and enjoy a delicious Subway sandwich on the road. So when your team takes you out of town, think of Pick and Run, I-17, exit 333 in Coconino Village.
With Pergo Extreme Rigid Flooring, high performance runs deep. Deeper visuals, deeper protection, deeper warranty from the #1 preferred brand in flooring. Pergo Extreme Rigid Flooring offers unmatched durability and a guarantee you expect from a high-performance floor with the widest selection of beautiful, authentic wood and stone patterns. For details, contact Highland's Floor Coverings today at 774-6700 or stop by their showroom at 2009 North 4th Street for all the details.
When it comes to quilting and crafting, quality makes a huge difference. At Odegaard Sewing Center, they strive to offer quality goods and services. Odegaard's is home to 3 generations in the sewing business in Flagstaff. Come on in and they'll treat you like family. They're located at 2109 North 4th Street. They sell sewing machines and fabrics, service sewing machines, and offer classes in a wide range of interests. Odegaard's is proud to support our local high school sports and would like to wish the football teams of Flagstaff and Coconino High Schools a great season.
Back here on the Pick and Run pregame show, and we're going to start off our coaches' interviews for the championship game here with head coach Mike Lapsley of the Coconino Panthers. And Coach, coming to this game, obviously it's been a strange year, probably an understatement as far as that goes, as far as, guys dealing with COVID early on and then just kind of getting through the year. So here we are at the end of the regular season. How do you kind of sum up the year so far?
It's been a challenge. Yeah, it's been a challenge on our players, on our coaches. But, with challenges become character. And so we're looking forward to this game.
So, obviously no motivation goes in this week at all. I mean, what is what it is. I mean, these kids have known the other team for years, probably played a lot of youth football together and against each other. So what do you tell your team going into the game like this?
Just be a better version of ourselves. We got to focus on ourselves. You guys know as well as anybody, this game right here, everybody's wound up, and usually settling in is a big part of the success of this game, and we need to just settle in right away and just play our game.
Is it any special being in here in the Sky Dome? I mean, I know for years this game always was in here, but now there's some separation where one year's a Cromer, 1 year's in here. Is it a little bit more special for some of these kids that maybe haven't played a ton in here?
Oh, maybe for some of them. I tell them, hey, it's the same size football field. The goalposts are yellow, everything, but there's pylons. I'm sure it is a little bit exciting for a lot of guys that haven't stepped in here. For others, it's just going to be another football game for them.
Hal, I know, a couple weeks ago when we were at Bradshaw, it was a low point for you, and I think you guys played a lot better last week at Havasu. Overall mentality of the team coming into this one, I mean, are you guys – I know it's been a long year and a lot of different things have happened, but where is your team as far as from a mental standpoint?
I think, we're locked in. I think this game brings some excitement from each and every kid. They've been, overly enthused both days here starting off the week. And, they're going to be ready to go. I think, we could have played better against Lake Havasu, there's no doubt. But we flushed that and we're moving forward.
This could be the end of the year tonight. Maybe not. I mean, if you win tonight, you're going to look at tomorrow and see, where, if and how you get in and where you're going to go, that kind of thing. So, at the end of the night, one way or another, what do you tell you guys?
Let's go win this one. Let the chips fall where they may be. But let's focus on this game. Let's go play again our best football tonight.
Obviously, if there's a chance to get in and play, you want that chance, right?
Oh, 100%. Come on now.
I know. Hey, I thought I'd ask a dumb question to end this whole thing. Okay, Coach, I mean, if this is the last one, obviously we appreciate you and your staff and everybody at Coconino for what you guys do with us. And we're only going to amp it up from this point forward next year and year on. And we hope there's another game. And, of course, we'll find that out on Saturday.
Hey, we hope so as well. I appreciate everything you guys do for us.
We're here with Flagstaff High School football coach Sean Manning. And, Coach, last game of the year. Obviously hasn't gone as planned. It started out pretty good, but obviously the last 3 or 5 games or so didn't go so hot. But redemption can be had with this game against Coconino. Lots of incentives, obviously, for this game for obvious reasons. It's bragging rights and that kind of thing. So, how's everything here going into this game?
Yeah, I mean, the kids got to learn to play through adversity, and we've been facing that for the past 4 weeks. 5 weeks with the bye. So, yeah, I mean, the season started off with a bang. It was fun. We were winning. Emotions were high. Everything was going good, and then we got on the skid. So how do you respond? And we know where we need to improve. We've been focusing on that for a while now. Every week we come in with a new game plan and trying to, if it requires for us to dial down what we're doing offensively in our packages, that's what we're doing. And we're trying to minimize the mistakes, make things easier for them, having them play fun and fast. So as far as the kids are concerned, this is a great opportunity to finish the season on a high note. It's important for the seniors. We made it about the seniors this week. Underclassmen recognize that and realize that, they're going to be in that position too soon. So it's important for everyone just to stay high and positive and come in with a lot of emotion and play smart, sound football, and have fun.
That was the thing about the first few games. I mean, you guys were having fun. I mean, even the kids were, even their personas were, up and above the levels of excitement. And so, how do you kind of wrangle that back in after you've seen, what's happened in the last, 4 games or so? How do you wrangle that back in to get that back in this week?
Yeah, you try to mix it in with, emotion, positivity, the game packages that we try to install. Get them to believe in what we're doing and helping them believe and understand that it's going to get you where you want to be. That they're close. They know that it could be just one block away from springing a big one. And so that's what we try to remind them of, is that what they're doing is good. We know their heart's in it. So, yeah, we'll be fine.
Is that something that the underclassmen can, look at as far as, things to carry on, to their senior or junior years, depending on what class they are there, to build on, to maybe, those guys start taking leadership roles and probably get their friends out, and start working maybe almost immediately these days with these programs being year round in some cases, but to get them in the weight room, to get them thinking about that, where next year, once you get on that good start, just maintain it so there isn't any of these drops or these doldrums, I guess, as the season wears on.
Yeah, I heard weight room in there in your conversation, and I heard wear on, and those have been on my mind a lot. I know the season's not done yet, but I would be a fool not to be thinking about where we need to improve, and that is a core component that we're lacking, and it happened in the off season. So now that I'm here, I'm behind the walls now. I'm not sure if you know that or not. I have a job inside the school.
Good.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. I'm the new safety and security officer here for Flag High. So
outstanding.
a new position, and I think that's going to help me be able to keep an eye on kids and allow them to come to me, closer bond, with them, developing those relationships and strengthen them. So the underclassmen are already kind of seeing that. They like seeing me in the hallways and giving them high fives. So that's going to be important for our program, and then the weight room is going to be an important facet that can lack if you don't have your head coach inside the walls. So I've noticed that, and I know it's an important component to having a successful program. So yeah, the underclassmen I think are going to be the turning point for us now, I think. So yeah, this last year has been tough in many ways.
This being the last game, obviously you're losing some seniors. Talk about what, some of you have known them for a while. You've been around a while in this program, obviously. So talk about, guys like Spencer Smith and Bodie and some of the other guys who have, scratched and clawed in this program for the last few years.
Yeah, cool guys. It's really, touching for me. Get a little emotional about it sometimes in meetings with them. I'm going to miss them. Yeah, a solid 4 years I've had with them. So, it's kind of cool too, because, working my way up through the ranks, and seeing them at different levels and different maturity, ages and stages in their life, I should say. So, yes, it's personal and special to me. They are a special group of kids. They always are. All the seniors that stay together as a freshman core and play football for 4 years. That class started with nearly 40, high 40s, and there's only about 15 of them left. So I guess that's the attrition rate is normal. I like to see it a little bit higher. I have seen classes that are in excess of 26 to 28. That's kind of the number that I like to strive for, and I think we can do that. Again, with me here, being here, and keep them motivated. As far as the young men themselves, they're going to all grow up and be something special. Every one of them. They all have great attributes, special nuances about every one of them. But I definitely see all of these guys being great contributors to whatever community they end up going to and aspiring to be, and got a lot of faith in them.
Well, this is a special game, this game at the end of the year, obviously one of the highly attended games, a lot of emotion involved. It's a fun game to, I'm sure, play in. I know it's a fun game for Reggie and I to broadcast, so we're looking forward to it, and we'll definitely catch up with you after the game.
For sure. Yeah, I can't wait to see what the intangibles are going to be for that game. And what I mean by that is what's it going to be? Is it going to be just hard, tough play? It's going to be love. It's going to be just hard-nosed football. I mean, I don't know what that intangible is going to be for us yet, so I can't wait to see what that is. And I always look for that in a game from the kids. So it's kind of what I take away with, say, what was the intangible for this one. I want this one to be a high note. I want to win and come out with a high note.
I'm sure. What a way to end the season would be with a win over Coconino here tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much. Go Eagles.
There we go. The coach Sean Manning with us, and we'll be back with more on the Pick and Run pregame show next on the Highland 4 Coverings High School Sports Network.
Pick and Run convenience stores would like to wish the Flagstaff schools a successful and safe football season. Be sure and skip the Flagstaff traffic on your way out of town to Friday's big game and stop by Pick and Run, located 6 miles south of Flagstaff on Interstate 17, exit 333 in Coconino Village. They have everything you could need for that out-of-town road trip. Fill up the tank, grab your favorite snacks, ice-cold beverages, and enjoy a delicious Subway sandwich on the road. So when your team takes you out of town, think of Pick and Run, I-17, exit 333 in Kachina Village. When it comes to quilting and crafting, quality makes a huge difference. At Odegaard Sewing Center, they strive to offer quality goods and services. Odegaard's is home to 3 generations in the sewing business in Flagstaff. Come on in and they'll treat you like family. They're located at 2109 North 4th Street. They sell sewing machines and fabrics, service sewing machines, and offer classes in a wide range of interests. Odegaard's is proud to support our local high school sports and would like to wish the football teams of Flagstaff and Coconino High Schools a great season.
Back here in the NAU Sky Dome, Dave Zorn and Reggie Eckerson getting you ready for tonight's Mid-City Championship game. 53rd meeting between the Coconino Panthers and the Flagstaff Eagles. Of course, we've said a lot on the line tonight for Coconino. They win, they will have a good shot at making the 4A state playoffs and be on the road for the first round. And Flag, this is their bowl game. This is their championship game. After this, they're turning in the pads on Monday. There's no playoff round for them, but. We just saw them come off the field and warm up. The student section is great over there for Flag High. They really kind of gave them a dose of energy as they came off the field. And you know what? You never know. I mean, games like this, I know the cliche is toss the record out, right? And you kind of do that. I mean, can we sit here and look at with these both teams and say from a talent level that Coconino is a better team? Sure. However, we can't make a prediction because. The intangibles, you heard Coach Manning talk about the intangibles. The intangibles is we kind of don't know what Flagstaff High School team is going to show up tonight. We hope it's going to be the one we saw in the first 4 weeks of the season. And if it is, this is going to be a heck of a football game.
Yeah, and that's what definitely we want to see. Flagstaff has the capabilities. They just, kind of got on a little slide, lost a lot of confidence, and just wasn't able to really pick it back up, so far. But this, again, this rivalry just brings out something different in the players. And because of that, they're going to want to play their best. Those seniors, this is their last high school football game. For most of them, it's their last football game, period. And so they want to leave here and leave a legacy. They want to be that first class to beat Coconino in many, many years since we've been doing the broadcast. They want to set the tone for the younger guys coming behind them saying, hey, here's what you can do. You can win this game. Now let's build for the future. So it's going to be really interesting. Coconino, on the other hand, I'm looking for them to really come out solid and play their game. We saw them against Lake Havasu last week. They got beat, but they played a better football game. They ran into a kid that was just, very it was one of those things. That kid will do that to a lot of teams.
Right. And I talked to Coach Ball this week. I go, I saw that kid at Havasu. He goes, what do you think? I'm like, yeah, that kid's legit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they basically ran into a buzzsaw in that kid, and they weren't ready for him. And what happened. But they still have a chance. I mean, the way things lined up on Tuesday, they still got a chance to make the playoffs, which is amazing. And you talk about what a win could do for Flagstaff, especially in this series. Coconino, I mean, if you're close to the program or on the outside looking in. There's a pipeline now with Coconino. And the 9s and 10s team, they only lost one game, and they got blown out by Lee Williams of all teams, but they really handled everybody else they played, including Flag the other night. The youth football, there's 2 Panther youth football teams just won a championship last weekend. There's a pipeline to Coconino now, and not a lot of kids are looking at Flag High. Flag High wins this game tonight, program defining. They could change a little bit. I'm not putting any more pressure on Flag High in this game, but if Flag High wins this game tonight with Coconino, you could see maybe a couple of those kids. Maybe I'll go play over Flag because I could be the guy that I could be the Jake Whitinger, I could be the Bodie Meyer, I could be the Holden Senna. Yeah. One win can do that. Yeah, a win like this over your rival, especially like what the pipeline Coconino's built, that could be huge for Flagstaff.
And that is big. I've said it for years. Even in my playing days back years and years ago, we started out Pop Warner, and it was a feeder system to our high school. And that's why when we got to the high school, we were already familiar. The coaches were familiar. they took a lot of pride in getting to know the youth football coaches, running the same type of system. And now you're starting to see that here in Flagstaff. Here, and whichever schools these kids choose to go to right now, the consensus is most of them look like they want to go to Coconino.
Oh.
But a win tonight for Flagstaff could change that thought process for a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So football, as we've been talking about over these 5 years that we've been doing this, football's alive and well here in the city of Flagstaff.
Absolutely. Before we go to break, as Coconino's marching band is finishing up at midfield here. Some other games tonight. Of course, we talked about the one here. Bradshaw Mountain, who beat Prescott last week to win the Grand Canyon Region title. They got one more game tonight. It's at Bradshaw Mountain against a new team, the Mika Mountain Thunderbolts from outside Tucson. It's in the Vail area, if you're familiar with Tucson. They're going to make a playoffs, too. Mika Mountain, their first year making the 4A playoffs. That should be kind of a fun game down there in Bradshaw tonight. Lee Williams is at Deer Valley. If you're a Coconino fan, you're rooting for the Lee Williams Volunteers tonight. You want them to beat Deer Valley. That'll help you a little bit tomorrow. And then Prescott, they finish out their season tonight down in Cottonwood against the Mingus Marauders. Playoff action tonight, too. We'll start in the 3A. The 3A quarterfinals are tonight. Sabino from Tucson is taking on American Leadership Academy, Gilbert North down in the valley. The Round Valley Elks, they got to travel all the way across the state to play a very good Yuma Catholic Shamrock team tonight over in Yuma. That'll be a heck of a football game, honestly. River Valley maybe has the best running back in the state of Arizona at any level. They're down in the valley to take on Valley Christian. And the 10th seeded Thatcher Eagles in Snowflake tonight to take on the 2nd seeded Snowflake Lobos. In 2A, as soon as I can get the rosters split apart here. Also quarterfinals. Number 1 seeded Parker is home against Wilcox. Number 4 Morenci is home against Gilbert Christian. Number 3 Benson at home against the Cinderella story of the 2A playoffs. The 11th seeded St. John's Redskins down in Benson tonight in the quarterfinals. Seeded. I don't make the rules, Rich. Number 2 Arizona Lutheran hosts number 7 Pima. That's in 1A. Tomorrow, the 1A, that's in 2A, excuse me. The 1A title games tomorrow in Scottsdale at Coronado High School. Top-seeded Muggion, the Mustangs, taking on the Tigers of St. David. They're number 2 seed. That is tomorrow at Coronado High School in Scottsdale for the 1A state championship. And Muggion, both programs have won a lot of state titles. Muggion has won a lot lately. They are one of the dynasty programs in 8-man football. As you hear, the teams are coming on the field. Flag was out first. Here comes Coconino onto the field as well. By the way, we've got many ways you can check us out tonight. If you're on radio on Calf Country 93.5 and AM 930 here in Flagstaff, or listening online at calflegends.com, or you can log on to YouTube right now. We have our channel up. Just search for Great Circle Media TV. The live stream is up. You're looking at midfield right now if you're watching the stream, and we'll have the game for you on YouTube with Reggie and I calling the game on YouTube. You can put it on your smart TV and everything. So go check us out. We actually have the comment section up. Leave a comment in the comment section on YouTube, and we'll get to you. I'll monitor that as we go along, and we'll answer some of your questions and comments as we go along. We'll scrap the email thing. We'll just stick with the YouTube. So it seems to be a little bit easier. Both teams are coming out the field, and we're about ready to get the, I believe the coin toss is going to be first. I'm just going to hang tight here because usually we get the anthem, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Let's do our keys of the game real quick. Reggie, your key of the game tonight.
Well, my keys for Flagstaff is go out there, have some fun, just let it all loose on the field. For Coconino, you got to stay focused. You got to really execute. If you do that, you win this football game tonight.
Back from NASCAR last week, covering it for the Lumberjack and all the entities here in NAU. Brendan Martin's on the sideline with a working microphone, at least for right now.
Right.
We figured that part out, I think. Brendan, what's your keys of the game tonight?
Dave, I think my keys of the game are going to be able to be that the teams need to score first. We've seen a pair of shutouts for each of these teams lately. Whoever scores first is going to have the advantage.
And I'll have my key as we come back. That's been the Pick and Run pregame show. Kickoff's next on the Highlands 4 Coverings High School Sports Network.
This has been the Pick and Run pregame show on the Highlands 4 Coverings High School Sports Network. The show was brought to you by Pick and Run and Odegaard Sewing Center. We're moments away from kickoff of our game of the week on Calf Country 93.5 AM 930 and streaming live on calflegends.com.
Flagstaff parents, don't fumble with your children's dental care needs. For over 30 years, Northern Arizona families have entrusted Around the Mountain Pediatric Dentistry's board-certified dentists to give their children winning smiles. Call or text their offices today to get your child's next appointment scheduled. 928-779-0385. score a touchdown with your child by giving them the dental care they deserve with one of Around the Mountain's board-certified dentists. Call or text 928-779-0385 to schedule your child's appointment.
American Trailer Company, now located in Flagstaff, sells high-quality new and used trailers from a single axle up to a 40-foot gooseneck, not to mention dump trailers. American Trailer Company also offers financing and accepts trade-ins. Visit them on the web at americantraileraz.com. Call them at 928-440-4742 or come by and see their huge selection at 11850 North Highway 89 in Flagstaff, 6 miles north of the Flagstaff Mall. American Trailer Company proudly supports our local high school athletics and would like to wish the football teams at Flagstaff and Coconino High Schools a great 2021 football season.
For all your car's Big O knows, there's always a Big O yes. Like getting 2 free tires with our Super 2 for Tire sale. Right now, roll into Big O and buy 2 tires and get 2 free.
Big O Tires is helping Arizonans save money with the best savings promotion we have. Buy 2 tires, get 2 free. Hurry, seal ends soon. See store for details.
Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Valid on select in-stock tires. See store for details.
Football is a game played by young and old at all levels. It starts with Pee Wee leagues, and if a player is lucky, one day they will make it to the NFL. However, many football careers end here at the high school level. It's a player's chance to give their all for the glory of their team, for their school, and for the community.
You all know what you have to do. Remember, no one, and I mean no one, comes into our house and pushes us around. This is your game now, gentlemen.
From the starting quarterback to the reserve lineman who only plays in blowouts, every player plays a role in getting to the top of the mountain. From 2-a-days at the beginning of training camp to the final game of the season, the student athlete pushes their bodies and minds to the limit for a little taste of glory.
Will you ever quit? No! We want some more! We want some more! We want some more!
For the Flagstaff Eagles and Coconino Panthers, that taste of glory starts tonight.
When you take that field today, you've got to lay that heart on the line, man.
From the soles of your feet, with every ounce of blood you've got in your body, lay it on the line until the final whistle blows. And if you do that, we cannot lose.
For those watching at the stadium or listening to the radio at home, it's time.
Oh, I want a victory! I want a victory! I want a victory! You all want a victory!
Welcome to the Highlands Floor Coverings High School Sports Network Game of the Week. Tonight's game is brought to you by Highlands Floor Coverings, Big O Tires, Flagstaff Chevrolet, Sunnyside Market on 4th Street, Around the Mountain Pediatric Dentistry, Findlay Honda, Napa Auto Parts, American Trailer Company, The Light Company, Frederick Fisher Jewelers, Oxendale Auto Group, and Knackard Pepsi. Now, let's head to the stadium. Here's Dave Zorn and Reggie Eccleston.
Good Friday night, everybody. It's high school football. It is championship time. The 53rd Flagstaff City Championship between the Coconino Panthers and the Flagstaff Eagles. I am Dave Zorn along with Reggie Eccleston. Brendan Martin's on the sideline. Cass 1000 in the booth on YouTube with the video. And we're about to get going here in the Sky Dome as the Flagstaff Eagles won the toss and will receive the ball to start the game. So that's I like that for Flagstaff. You need to kind of get something going. Really, in the last few weeks, they've actually done well at the beginning of the games to move the ball down the field. The problem is they've had turnovers almost immediately on those drives. They went down and on Prescott the first drive, and all they did was throw a 95-yard pick six to their speed guy, and that was it. They've got to maintain focus. They've got to believe in the game plan that their coaches have brought in front of them. I think it's great that Flag didn't defer, and they're going to take the ball first tonight against Coconino.
Well, this is the way Flag is going to try to send a message. They're going to try to send a message offensively and say, hey, we're here, we're a potent offense, we're going to score points tonight. It's our time. Let's get it on.
And just like any U games, the repellers come down from the top of the Sky Dome to deliver the game ball. And we're pulling out a lot of stops tonight. That's here in the Sky Dome for the city title game. I was like, what are we waiting for? And all of a sudden I see these guys drop down off the ceiling. Of course, that gets the fans all jacked up. And actually, yeah, one of the coaches for Coconino is one of the repellers. So the Coconino Panthers fired up, and now you see the Eagles sideline all fired up. Okay.
All right.
If there's any thought that there's no energy in this game tonight, that just kind of quickly got thrown out the window right then and there with what happened coming off the ceiling, and both teams getting kind of jacked up, for lack of a better term, here in the home of the Lumberjacks.
Well, let's see if it carries over through the game. Yeah, they're definitely excited. Again, this is that rivalry, so we expect this to be one tough football game. And if it's anything like it has been in the past, it could go down to that last possession. And those are the types of games we love to see.
And my keys to the game is focus for both teams. I think Coconino is going to run the ball the majority of the game. They're good at what they do. That's running the football. If you're Flagstaff, you've got to know that's coming. You've got to prepare. You've got to see who's got the ball carrier. You know it's going to be probably one or two, maybe three guys. Key in on that. Stay focused. Wrap up, tackle, go through all the things that you prepared and all those hard sweats that you did in the preseason. Get back to what you did the first 4 games to go 4-0 in this year and score 40 points a game in 3 of those 4 games. If you're Flagstaff, just have fun, but be smart about it. Be focused. And, again, be ready for the run, because I guarantee you Coconino is going to run the ball the majority of the time.
Oh, for sure.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we're glad you're joining us here on the Highland Sport Coverings High School Sports Network. The Flagstaff Foot Doctors kickoff taken at the 5-yard line. And it's returned to the 15 and just not too far from there. And that's down. That's going to be Holden Senna. It looks like, no, excuse me. That's actually Gunnar Price with the return. And he gets it down across the 15 and 16-yard line. That's where Flagstaff's going to start 1st and 10 at their own 16.
Well, again, this Flagstaff has an opportunity to really send a message on this first drive. If they can, muster any kind of offense like they did early in the season, this will put Coconino on their heels a little bit. You got to know that Coconino is probably going to score a lot of points tonight, so Flagstaff is going to have to do so as well. And if they can score first, that'll be a good advantage for them.
Bodie Meyer, quarterback. He rolls out, pitches to Salcido on the right side, comes across the 15, tries to get past the defender, does to the 20, 25, outside just before
flag,
the 30-yard line. There's a flag in the backfield. There's going to be a hold, I think, for the Flagstaff Eagles. Nice run there by Salcido, but it's going to come back on a hold there about the flag sitting right there about the 12-yard line. But even though there was a hold, that's a good start. I mean, you've got to take some positive as they come. And that was a great play call right there by Flagstaff and a better run by Marcus Salcido. But again, like I said, we have the flag in the backfield.
Yeah, it was an excellent play call. And the fact that Salcido is that type of running back where he can shift gears, it looked like the defender was going to be able to get him and stop him before he got that large gain. And he kind of gave him a little stiff leg and then really got to that corner and took off up the sideline. So good start for the Flagstaff Eagles offensively on the first play. Now see what happens with this penalty.
They're going over and talking to Coach Manning there on the far sideline from us. Again, Flagstaff's wearing all green pants, green tops, green helmet, white numbers. That's their typical home gear. Coconino's wearing their road whites with the crimson red numbers and the nice shiny crimson helmets. And actually, this is going to be on Coconino. Now, usually with a flag like that, you're thinking holding offense majority of the time. But no, we had a penalty on Coconino. So that's 1st and 10 Eagles. And they're going to have it at their own 29-yard line to start the next phase of this drive. 3 wide out for the Eagles. Here's the snap. Give is to Salcido. He's quickly brought down by a few Panthers. Jonathan Padilla was the first man there, number 14. And that's going to be a 1-yard loss there for Flagstaff, 2nd and 11 from their own 28.
And Flagstaff, it looks like they're going to try to kind of establish the run tonight. Get a couple of runs with Salcido and Doucette and probably Wetzel. Get them the ball a little bit, kind of open it up, and then that'll open up the passing game. Bodie Meyer definitely can throw the football. He's got some really good receivers on the outsides. So let's see if they can get that run established in order to be more effective passing.
Gives it Salcido again, doesn't get much. Jacob Klaus there for the initial hit. I believe that's Jack Whiting, the freshman, number 51. Oh, excuse me, Quinn Mickelson. I'm sorry. He's a junior. Both there on the tackle there for Coconino.
Yeah, defensively, Coconino, after getting burned so much on the run last week against Lake Havasu, which, again, that running back was just amazing.
Yeah.
But, Coach Sweats really put a lot of effort into making sure these defensive line and the linebackers are really tight and can contain these running backs of this Flagstaff offense.
Two completely different backs between the Havasu one and Marcus Salcido, too, by the way. 3 wideouts to the near side. Here's a snap. Meyer back to pass. Looks, fires incomplete across the middle, and Coconino saying, nope, we knocked that away. So that brings up 4th down. 4th and 11 from their own 28. And looks like Flagstaff's going to punt the ball away. So even after the penalty there, probably one of those nerve energy penalties, I would think, for Coconino. They hold Flagstaff to the next 3 and out. They're going to punt the ball away here.
Yeah, and you got to know Coconino's going to get really good field position. So then you'll see that potent offense do some running of their own.
Meyer to punt for the Eagles. Back to receive is Jacob Klaus. He gets back to the 35-yard line. That's where he's going to call a fair catch, actually the 36. That's where Coconino is going to start 1st and 10 at their own 36. So highly expecting. Now let's see which quarterback comes out here, because that actually does kind of play a role. Jacob Klaus stays in, so that's going to be the double wing. They're going to start with what we'd like to call the Cocoa Bunch. That Panthers are going to start here in this offense. That's a tell right off the bat, because and the normal starting quarterbacks is Enoch Watson. But they feel more comfortable with Jacob running the double wing. So that's why Jacob's a quarterback.
Yeah, he's better in this package. He's a little bit more experienced. He knows how to get it done, but they're going to
now the bunch is broken up to 5 wide now.
Spreading out.
Little interesting niche here. Jacob Klaus is going to go right up the middle and going to get a couple yards. Nice push there. Now bring up 2nd and 8. Interesting call to kind of maybe spread flag out a little bit, but you notice number 44 was creeping around there. He didn't take any umbrage to that. He knew something was going to be up still, but they ran away from him. They went up the middle and ran away from Spencer Smith there, number 44.
Well, Spencer Smith is a disruptor. He's one of those guys that if you better know where he is at all times, because he's the type of player that he can go from sideline to sideline, but he's got really good football instincts, and as playing linebacker, he can do a lot more damage than from the defensive end position.
Back in the bunch, the give is to, I believe that's going to be Cooper French. Nope, that's going to be number 14 for Coconino. That's Jonathan Padilla. And there was a loss of maybe 1 on the play. So that brings up a 3rd and 9 for Flagstaff at the Panther 37-yard line. And so far, pretty good run defense by Flagstaff. And Coconino's attacking that middle, and then the scouting reports on Flagstaff is that's kind of where they're vulnerable, is right in between the guards, and right there they still attacking it. Now they're back in the bunch. Klaus under center. Here's a snap. Here's a give as a Cooper French comes between the tackles, still moving, gets down to about the 45-yard line, but he's going to be short of a 1st down. Now bring up 4th and about a yard and a half, maybe 2 yards at the Panther 45.
Tell you, when that offense clicks, when these guys make blocks, even though it looks like they're not going to have much room to run, Cooper French is the type of back that he breaks tackles. He very rarely lets one guy take him down. And so you saw that play. It didn't look like it was going to develop into much, and he still picks up 7 yards.
Back of the Cocoa Bunch, a double wing for Coconino. Klaus under center, and there's a movement as they get the Eagles a jump, and that's going to be a 1st down for Coconino. For Flagstaff, that is Jose Montoya, the senior that jumped off sides there. So got him with the hard count. Jumped off sides, so that brings up a 1st and 10 for Coconino, just crossed midfield at the Eagle 49.
Yeah, that's something that Flagstaff does not want to do. They don't want to have those types of penalties. They've got to be more disciplined than that and not give Coconino those opportunities, easy 1st downs that way just by penalties.
Here's a snap, give us to Cooper French again, crosses the 45 down across the 45 to the 43. And a simple run there, gains about 6 yards for Cooper. And now bring up 2nd and 4 for the Panthers at the Eagle 43.
Yeah, it's nothing fancy. It's just they just line up, execute. They do a little bit of shifting, might move a guy in motion, but it's just straight hard-nosed football. It needs to give the line credit because they open up these holes for these runners, and Cooper French and Collado and Klaus and all of these guys, they know how to get through those holes. So.
Yeah, Riker Patton, another. He had a 100-yard game last week.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Klaus still under center. Here's the snap. He's going to be a keeper with some blockers, but a nice progression and tackle there by Marcus Salcido. Kind of trips up Klaus and knocks him down. Gained him about a yard, though, but a great play by Salcido coming on the opposite side and making the play.
Yeah, that was great backside pursuit. What he did is he saw it was going to be a sweep toward the outside, the other way, and what he was able to do was just get there in the backfield and use his speed to get to Klaus, who was actually hesitating, trying to set up the block. That's why Salcedo was able to make that play.
3rd and a short 3, maybe a long 2 here at the Eagle 41. Big play here in this game so far. Klaus under center in the double wing. Here's a snap. Give. That's to Riker Patton. And he runs into his own man, and then it's brought down hard by number 13 for the Eagles. And that is Adam Padilla making the play, and a loss of about a yard there. And that'll bring him 4th down and 3. And I got to suspect that probably Coconino is going to go for this, as now Enoch Watson kind of runs on the field. He's kind of standing at the 50-yard line. He's normally the starting quarterback, but he is the punter. You're right. So he's kind of waiting to see what happens. Okay, here comes Enoch out. So is it a punt? This would be a good, expect the unexpected in a rivalry game, but this is the kind of the field where you would probably go for a fake punt if you were going to do it here. Now, actually, they're going for it, except they missed one player that's now running onto the field, changing the play. So Enoch Watson in the shotgun. And now I think we're going to have a timeout.
Delay game.
No, we're going to do a delay a game for Coconino. That was kind of a mess all the way around.
Yeah, they should punt the ball.
Now they probably but I don't know.
They should. I would. Pin them deep. You don't want to give them the ball there at 50.
Back to receive. If they do punt, it's Holden Senna. And Enoch Watson is the punter for Coconino, so he'll stay out there. And I think they're going for it. They're lined up in a Senna. Yeah, see, Flag had to call a timeout because they weren't ready for that. Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well, too. 5:42 to go in the first quarter. No score. Coconino and Flagstaff in the 53rd Flagstaff City Championship game on the Highland Sport Coverings High School Sports Network.
Hi, Ryan here with Frederick Fisher Jewelers, and we would like to wish all Flagstaff High School football teams a safe and competitive season. Frederick Fisher Jewelers has been locally family owned and operated for over 38 years. We do repairs on site. We have the best diamond prices in town, the best selection of natural colored stone jewelry and wedding bands, and financing up to 2 years, no interest on approved credit. We have all your jewelry needs covered. Conveniently located in the Flagstaff Mall. Frederick Fisher Jewelers. Let our family be your family's jeweler.
Hi, it's Jacob Lundy, General Manager of Finley Honda Flagstaff. And on behalf of the Finley family and our entire team, we want to wish a season of great success to the Flagstaff Eagles and Coconino Panthers. The next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle and want a big city deal with a small town feel, reach out to us at Finley Honda Flagstaff. Keep your vehicle purchased locally, and it benefits great programs like this. For more information, visit us in the Flagstaff Auto Park near the Flagstaff Mall or online at flaghonda.com. Go Eagles! Go Panthers!
Hi, this is Jacob Klaus, safety at Coconino High School, and you're listening to the Game of the Week on the Highland Sport Coverings High School Sports Network. Go Panthers.
Back here in the Sky Dome, and it is punted away by Enoch Watson. And down there at about the 21-yard line, that's where Flagstaff's going to start 1st and 10 at their own 21. Actually, Coconino called the timeout before there. Thought that seemed like that would be Flagstaff's area to call a timeout, but no, Coconino burned a timeout there. So they've got 2 left here in the half with 5:31 to go. Still no score here in the Sky Dome between the Coconino Panthers and the Flagstaff Eagles.
Yeah, I like that timeout because at where they were on the field, there's no sense this early in the game doing something that could get you in trouble. You know, they would have still had 4th and probably 6 yards to go, and they've moved the ball well, but I don't think it was the best decision. So doing that punt, I do believe was the right call. So I'm glad they actually called a timeout to get the punt set up. Now they get the Flagstaff gives the ball on the 21.
Eagles come out. There's 2 Myers in their center, 2 running backs at Salcedo and Doucette in the backfield. Here's a snap. It's going to be given to Holden Senna on the reverse, and he's met and hit hard and brought down only a couple yards on the gain. Pearson Watson there, and also J.T. Begay, the sophomore, making the play there, and they read that really well and knew that thing was coming, and sure enough they did, and the Holden Center was held to about a 2-yard gain.
They had great containment on that play. The defensive end and the cornerback as well as the linebacker came up, took more to the outside to force center back inside, and then he ran, his cutting back was right into that meat of the defense. Great defensive call, great defensive play.
Now Meyer back in the shotgun. He's got moves to set up a little bit, and Salcedo's off to his left side. Here's a snap. Gives to Salcedo. Tries to find a hole. Does. Gets across to 25 and gets close to the 30-yard line. They're going to mark him down to the 30. just shy of the first down, gain of about 7 yards for Marcus Salcido, and that'll bring up 3rd and 1 at the Eagle 30-yard line.
That was a strong run by Salcido. He made that little cut, off tackle, veered into that hole, and then kind of turned it back straight upfield going north and south. And what he did is he just kind of lowered his shoulder and powered through those guys to pick up an additional 2 yards to get very close to that first down.
Now we got 2 up men and 1 tailback. The lead blockers at Salcido. He's got enough for the first down and about 2 yards more. Another great run there by Marcus Salcido. First down, Eagles at their own 33. And I tell you what, this is the Eagle football team we saw in the first 4 weeks. Now, they're not as explosive, but you see the energy's there. The confidence is there. They're back to where they were in the beginning of the year. At least right now they are. That's a good sign.
That is a good sign. You saw it earlier in pregame. They had a little bit more energy than we've seen in a while. And again, it's because now they're playing against their friends, their crosstown rivals, and they want to have bragging rights. So they've got nothing to lose. They can have some fun and perform well tonight.
Meyer with the keeper, doesn't get a lot. I don't think he gets any. No gain on the play there. Good job defensively there by Coconino to kind of taking the pitch lane off the right side. Salcido was off the right looking for the pitch. Meyer was kind of thinking about it, but there was a white jersey right there that kind of got in his way, so he had to kind of eat the football and come up with no gain.
And that's that containment that I was talking about. They've got their assignments to where they know they want to funnel the runners back inside. They don't want to let them get to the outside like they did on that first play of the game. Right. And so now they've kind of settled in, and they're starting to force them back into the meat of the defense and contain.
Here's a snap. Give us to the first man through. That's Gunnar Price. Gets about 3 yards on that carry. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 7 at the Eagle 36-yard line as they're kind of nickel and diming it a little bit. I tell you what, they're running the football better than we've seen them run it this year already because, they tried to run a ton against Bradshaw. It just wasn't working, but it kept on and kept on. They're getting positive yards pretty much on every carry at this point. That's a definite improvement than what we saw in here against Marcos and Bradshaw and even Winslow. They couldn't run the ball too much. They're running the ball pretty well here in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're running decent right now. They're mixing it up pretty good, but now they're in 3rd and long situations, which means they definitely have to throw the football.
Pass complete to Jake Whitinger from Meyer. Goes across the 40 to about the 42, but he's going to be short of the first down. It'll bring up 4th and about a yard. Yeah, 4th and a yard for Flagstaff at the 42. You're moving the ball, and you're moving the ball well in short yardage. You have to. There's no decision here. You go for it, and that's what they're going to do. Coconino kind of on their heels a little bit here. Not too bad. They're keeping everything in front of them still, but Flagstaff moving the ball here pretty well here in the first quarter. Again, that 2 fullback set. Give us to Spencer Smith, and he's stacked up and dropped. Does not get the first down. Coconino is going to get out of this in one piece. That was number 24 with the initial hit. That's Bridger French. And the penalty's on Flagstaff. It's going to be Coconino football and turnover on downs. I'm good with the call from Flagstaff. You've gotten short yardage to the whole thing. So I love the call by Flagstaff going for it. I don't know if I like the play, but I do like the chance of going for it there because you had to be moving the ball.
Well, the play was doomed from the start. Yeah. And the reason I say that is they didn't have the personnel in. They had a guy running off from the sideline to get lined up, and that's why they kind of rushed it a little bit. Coconino was able to set and was right there where the ball was going. So I do like the fact that they were trying to be aggressive to go for the first down, but I just think they should have either called timeout, settled down, and maybe reevaluated or at least gotten their composure to where now they can set and run the play more effectively.
Short yardage for Coconino. They come out 1st and 10 at the Eagle 40. Here's the snap. Give us to Cooper French. Comes up the middle, gets across the 35-yard line down about the 34, gain of about 6 yards on the play. It's Cooper French, again, with that big line up front for the Coconino Panthers, gets right behind his boys and gets about a good 6 yards. By the way, folks, come up at halftime, you're going to hear from Cooper French from Coconino. You're also going to hear from Spencer Smith from Flagstaff during halftime. And we'll get their thoughts. Cooper's got a message for his boys up front. I think it's hilarious how he answered it. So please stay tuned for halftime. You're going to hear from both Cooper and Spencer Smith here at halftime. In the double wing, again, Klaus under center. Here's a snap. Give us to Riker Patton. Fumbles it, and he just jumps on the ball. So fumble there. And that's something that Coconino's had the last couple weeks is fumbleitis, and that kind of bit them a little bit at the later part of the first half last week in Lake Havasu. Is they put the ball on the ground too much, and see Riker Patton do it again, and that's a loss of 2, and that'll bring up third and about 6 at the Eagle 36-yard line.
Yeah, turnovers can be a killer, and fumbles. I've played with some running backs that were pretty good coming up, and they always said controlling the ball was a mindset. You just got to put it in your mind. You're not going to fumble the football.
Snap, gives to Cooper French, tries to find a hole, gets through. Brought down by Adam Padilla. Spencer Smith is there. Colin Doucette is there. Gain of about maybe 3 or 4 yards. That'll bring up 4th and 2 for Coconino at the Eagle 32. Another 4th down, but they're going to have a chance to think about it as we're at the end of the first quarter. No score between Coconino and Flagstaff here in the 53rd Flagstaff City Championship game. Back with second quarter action next on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Sports Network.
Years, months, hours, minutes, and seconds of training.
Folks watching on YouTube right now on our stream. Thanks for joining us.
This is Mark Harris, owner of
my take looks like about 78 of you watching right now, which is awesome. Hey, our chat's open. If you guys want to leave a message for like the players or coaches, feel free to use that. If you have a question for Reggie and I, by all means, drop it down in the chat there. That's for you guys to use. So let's do that. Like I said, if you got any messages for your players, coaches, fans, whatever.
Hello, everybody. Aaron from Napa with your daily dose of Napa know-how.
Let's fill that up with a lot of love and a lot of
Northern Arizona.
Great comments
you can
for all
feel
the players
confident from
today.
fixing your car to shining up your ride that we've got you covered. And remember, with our price match guarantee, you can walk out of our stores knowing that you got the best service, the best part, and the best price possible. Napa. Family owned, locally trusted, and proud supporter of Coconino and Flagstaff High School athletics.
Hi, this is Bodie Meyer, quarterback for Flagstaff High School, and you're listening to the Game of the Week on the Highlands Floor Coverings High School Sports Network. Go Eagles!
I think Bodie needs a little bit more energy. Bring it out. We love, by the way, we love doing that with all the players, and they have a great time recording those, by the way. So I think it just adds a lot to the broadcast, and it's very cool that they want to do that and become a competition like it is in this game. As we started the second quarter, Cooper French in motion, but we've got movement from Andy Ruiz there on the left side. So 4th and 2 now becomes 4th and 7. Man, again, with Coconino, these mistakes have happened in the last couple of weeks. We've seen them with our own eyes. Again, they're kind of rearing their ugly head here early.
That drives coaches crazy. You've got a nice drive going. You're in a position to pick up a first down, 4th and more manageable. And now you give 5 yards back. That's something that really drives coaches nuts.
So 4th and 7, and Coconino still going for it. Coming out in the Cocoa Bunch, the double wing. Jonathan Padilla right behind Jacob Klaus, the quarterback. And now we've got another stoppage in play. And not sure.
Delay a game.
Delay a game on Coconino.
Wow.
I guess we're trying to make them jump off sides perhaps, but yeah, so Flagstaff forced a punt here. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Eagles, when they're locked in, they're a good team. They are a good team. We saw that earlier in the year. Back to receive the punt is Holden Senna. Enoch Watson going to do the punting for Coconino. There's a snap. Enoch with a kick, decent kick. Gets inside, dribbles, and Holden's going to pick it up at the 2. And pursuit across the 10-yard line down about the 12. Boy, you kind of hold your breath on something like that. But again, if he's got to do something because it's not going to go out of bounds. So he's got to make something happen. 10-yard gain on that, not too bad, but still you kind of go, yeah, hold your breath on that one.
Well, yeah, when it's that down that far into the territory. But what I will say is kick returners, sometimes that's the best time to pick up the ball, because when it's bouncing, if you can get it on a perfect bounce, then that's when it's easy to do, because the defensive pursuit is coming down and they hesitate. When they see you just kind of watching the ball, it's hit the ground, then that gives you the opportunity to get a seam and you can take it off and maybe take it all the way.
Here's a snap, and it's going to be a keeper for Meyer. And no gain on the play. Bodie almost was kind of throwing the ball at Matias Ortiz there at the end. Maybe. saw the replay on our screen there. Maybe he was trying to pull something like that on there. But, yeah, they let it go smartly enough. We don't need, rivalry games to be kind of ticky-tack and, let them do a little something. Just don't let it get out of hand.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for Flagstaff at their own 13-yard line. Here's a snap to Meyer. Back to pass. Looks. Complete to Spencer Smith, and he's taken down right by one man. And, boy, you don't see that happen all the time on Spencer Smith. That was number 11, Tyler Reagan, the 6'1", 172-pound junior for the Coconino Panthers. Yeah, you don't see that a lot, taking Spencer Smith down with one guy.
That was perfect form tackle, but you got to understand.
There's a snap, roll out. Bodie Meyer goes to the left and does not have anybody going to take it and get a couple yards on the carry there. Number 23, that's Pearson Watson, who is on the
in a little flat, but Watson kind of stayed in between the two, so Bodie had to tuck it down and run, and that's when you saw Watson's speed and get to the quarterback and made that tackle.
Here's a snap. Meyer back to pass. Now he's going to do his draw and loses the football. It's on the ground. Close.
He was down.
I don't know.
He was down.
But the ref was standing right there. So
and he pointed right away.
Yeah, that's true.
There was no hesitation.
So gain of about a yard brings up 3rd and about 6 for Flagstaff.
Yeah, once he was tackled and landed on that shoulder, a defender landed on top of him, and that's when the ball squirted out. So good call on the refs.
3rd and 5 for Flagstaff. 8:58 and counting to go in the first half. Still no score between Coconino and Flagstaff here in the 53rd Flagstaff City Championship game. Coconino has won the last 4, and the series is tied at 26 apiece. Here's a snap. Give on the reverse to Holden Senna. Goes on the far side of the field, crosses the 30, crosses across the first down line, and let's see where they spotted. It looks like he had enough for the first down. I'm almost positive he does, and he does. 1st down and 10 for Flagstaff at their own 33. Great run there by Holden Senna.
That was a very nice run. Good pitch to him. He got that little belly so that he kind of went a little deeper so that he had room to get outside the defensive end. And then there was just the cornerback there, but the cornerback had to kind of wait for him, and that's how he was able to get that first down.
And we got a whistle. And second and 5, Bodie Myers in the shotgun. Here's a reverse handoff. I believe that's Senna again. This time Coconino read it. No gain there. Matias Ortiz there on the tackle for the Panthers. That brings up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Coconino was ready for it that time. They basically just kind of sat there, shrugged off those offensive linemen and held their positions, and Senna had really nowhere to go.
That was a good job by Matias Ortiz. He shoved off his blocker, got rid of him, and was right there to make the play on Senna. So it was a great job there by Matias Ortiz, the Coconino defensive end. I love having replay. I mean, this is one thing about the TV is that we're about to have like a play behind, so I can look back and see what happened. This is pretty cool. Here's a snap. Give is to the first man. That's going to be Jaden Wetzel. Doesn't get much, maybe a yard. And that will bring up 4th and 4 at their own 40. And I think probably should punt this away here. This is I'm not comfortable with going on 4th down here. And that's where Flagstaff's going to do. They're going to punt it away with Bodie Meyer back to punt.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Jacob Klaus back to receive for Coconino as the Eagles quickly get personnel on the field there. And the referees they just now wind on the clock. Here's Meyer. Nice kick by Bodie. It's going to drop at the 32, but takes a Panther bounce. And the Eagles are going to down it at about the 36-yard line. So Coconino starts 1st and 10, their own 36, 6:05 to go in the first half, and we still don't have a score. A little surprised by that, honestly. Thought we probably would have a touchdown or something by now, but 0-0. Coconino Flagstaff here in the 53rd Flagstaff City Championship game.
Well, the defenses are playing well right now. They're really, containing. They're bending a little bit, give a few yards here, a few yards there, but then they're kind of settling down and forcing these punts. So it's been a good defensive battle, but this is a good type of football game where if you kind of go all through the game in this manner, at the end of the game, it might be who has the ball last.
Enoch Watson, the quarterback now, as Ortiz goes into motion. Here's the snap. Give. Cooper French. I know it's Cooper. I got that part right.
You got that.
Gives Cooper. Gain of about 2 yards on the play, and I'll bring up 2nd down.
Tell you what, the way he came through that hole, it looked like he was going to be able to get a lot more than that. But the defense, Spencer Smith and the rest of the guys just kind of clamped in on him and made him, and gave him only a short gain. So great converging by the defense on that play.
2nd and 8 from the 38. Ortiz back in motion to the far side. Snap to Watson. Gives to Cooper French again. He's hit a couple times, stacked up and dropped. No gain on the play there. A host of Eagles on the play. And that host of Eagles, defensive lineman. 66 there on the tackle. That's Evan Bertelson. Number 63, Sage Singer. Both making the play there. Usually when Flagstaff makes the tackles on the run, we're talking linebackers. We're talking safeties. It's been rare this year. We've talked defensive tackles making the play, but that happened right there for Flagstaff. Good job by the D-line there of Flagstaff. Enoch Watson, again, the quarterback in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Fake. He rolls out, looks, fires. He's got a man complete across the 40-yard line and out of bounds. That's Andy Ruiz. First down, Coconino at the Eagle 40. We've been talking all year about Enoch Watson having some tools. That is one of the tools, and the confidence to make that throw to Andy. They work on that play a lot during practice every week, and they finally converted out. Andy made a nice catch.
Yeah, that throw, he's actually made it well quite a few times this year. And Ruiz has dropped the ball most of the season. So to have him catch that ball is huge. Big for confidence for him, but also for Watson.
Give us a Cooper French, pulls across the 35-yard line. And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of about 5, maybe 6 on the play. Numbering of 2nd and 5 at the Eagle 35.
Tell you, that'll open up the run even more. If you can complete a couple of passes and get Enoch Watson in a little bit of that, I'm going to use that word again, rhythm. If you get him in a little bit of rhythm, that'll build his confidence, but it'll open up so many more things for this Coconino offense. So expect to see a little bit more of that tonight.
Enoch Watson in the shotgun again, standing in his own 40. At the Eagle 40, excuse me. Here's a snap. Give. Cooper French crosses the 35, puts his head down, bowls across the 30 for the first down. Cooper French, a man run on the far side of the field, and mulled over a couple Eagles just to get the will to get the first down, and gets maybe an extra yard on top of that. First down, Coconino.
Yeah, that was just pure will on his part. The line did a great job. They spread the team a little bit. They gave him a hole, and then he just decided, no, I'm not letting one man take me down. Just like he told us before, he's one of those young men that makes 4 or 5 guys bring him down.
3 wide for Coconino. Enoch Watson. Now Jonathan Padilla in motion. Here's the snap. Give is Cooper French again, and this time snuffed out by Adam Padilla. No gain on the play. They'll bring up 2nd down as Adam Padilla raced across the field and makes the play on Cooper French there at the 30.
That backside pursuit, sometimes they have a free run to the running back. No one touched him. He was on that defensive inside, and he just shot right through. He smelled it out and was able to catch Cooper French on the backside.
Yeah, Adam's got some nice speed to him, too. He has been the last couple of years. We've seen him. So 2nd and 10 for Coconino. Watson, back to pass, looks, fires, finds a wide open Andy Ruiz, and he gets enough for the first down. Gain of about 10 yards. I think depends where he spotted. Oh, they're going to mark him a yard short. I thought he had enough for the first down, but they're going to mark him with about a 9-yard gain. I think if that's where they're going to spot him. Yeah, they're going to mark him a 1 yard short. I could have sworn Andy got enough for the first down there, but leaves it a yard short. It's a 3rd and 1 for Coconino at the Eagle 21, the deepest penetration for either team so far here in the first half.
Yeah, that was a nice throw and catch. It was a quick one-step drop once he got the ball from the shotgun and delivered the ball right where it needed to be. Quick out, and that was a great call for the first down.
Hand off to Cooper French, and does not get much, but he does get enough for the first down. Gets about a yard, maybe a little bit more than that. That'll bring up first down for Coconino. 1st and 10 at the Eagle 20. With 2:44 to go until halftime and counting. Quick first half here.
So this will be a dangerous team. If they can hit short passes like that, and that'll spread the defensive line out, and that'll give Cooper French even bigger lanes to run through. This could be the recipe that Coconino needs to really get going tonight.
Enoch Watson, back to pass, fires, complete to the 15-yard line, out of bounds about the 13. That was to Jonathan Jaramillo in the game with a catch. And gain about 7 yards on the play for Coconino.
Yeah, man, that's what they do. They getting Enoch into a little bit of a flow. He's making really good decisions. Doesn't have to take time to really scan the field. These receivers are running good routes, and tonight they are catching the football.
I think he might be perfect on this drive and passing. Here's the snap. Give Cooper French goes inside. He's knocked down. Salcido there initially on the tackle. Also, Gunnar Price there as well. Gain of about a couple yards. It brings up 3rd down and 2 from the Eagle 12 with 1:41 and counting to go in the first half.
Big 3rd down for this Coconino team offensively. If they can get it, I'm sure it's 4-down territory, but big 3rd down play for this Flagstaff defense.
Man in motion. That's Padilla. Snap. Watson. Here's give to Cooper French. Crosses the 10-yard line, closing speed, gets enough for the first down. Spencer Smith there to make the play. So 1st and goal now for Coconino at the Eagle, we'll call it 7-yard line.
This has been a good drive for this Coconino offense. They really, that one first catch that Ruiz caught that Enoch threw perfectly has really gotten them going, and they're now moving the ball efficiently.
And they get the ball to start the second half too, by the way. Enoch Watson again in the shotgun. We're about a minute left in the first half. Here's a snap. He's going to keep it. Oh, he's hit and dropped there. Colin Doucette with a hit. Gain about maybe a yard on the play. Brings up 2nd and goal from the 6 as we will have a timeout from the Coconino Panthers. Have we taken a timeout this quarter? I can't remember. I don't think we had a down play. I don't think we have. We'll take a timeout. Back with more after this on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Sports Network.
Hey, football fans, the team at Knackered Pepsi would like to take a moment to wish a great season to the Coconino Panthers and Flagstaff Eagles high school football teams. With nearly 80 years of operations
Hey, Dave,
in
can you
northern
hear me all right?
Arizona, the team at Knackered Pepsi knows that
Are
it
you
takes
going
a
to take one more
village to
commercial
make a
break, or
great
should I
team.
eject
So
all
they'd
this
like
from
to
the
recognize
list here?
players, coaches, trainers, band, cheer and student body, teachers, parents, alumni, and all their fans and supporters. Keep on grinding your way to the top, and best of luck this season.
Here at the Light Company, we believe community is everything. Helping
You're right. You're right.
supporting
We're well
families,
Dave, can you hear me?
being a part.
Yeah, I can hear you.
If it's a tie, who should I talk to?
This is Stacy and Tina
stays
at
like
the
this,
Light Company,
talk to,
and we are
get Manning.
honored to support
Talk to
some of the
Manning?
local
Yeah.
kids
Okay.
in our community by
Talk about how
sponsoring
they
both
moved the ball in the
Flagstaff
first
High
half.
School and
Say that
Coconino
one
High
more time.
School's athletics.
Talk about how they
As
moved
a
the ball in the
sponsor
first
of
half.
this
Okay.
week's game, the Light Company would like to wish both Flagstaff Eagles and Coconino Panthers good luck and a safe and successful season. Go get 'em, Flagstaff!
Hi, this is Andy Reese, cornerback at Coconino High School, and you're listening to the Game of the Week on the Highlands Floor Covering High School Sports Network. Go Panthers.
Back from break, and here we go on 3rd down for Coconino. Here's the snap. Gives it to Cooper French. Has some blockers with him and moves his feet, but inside the 5-yard line, down about the 3. And we're going to have another timeout with 41 seconds to go in the first half. And that's going to bring up, that was a 2nd down. Excuse me. I thought that would look like 3rd on the other marker, but it was 2nd down. This is 3rd down. Yeah, this is 3rd and goal here. Just when they had 3rd down on the marker there, but 3rd and goal. Flagstaff, this is 2-down territory for them, for sure. Here's a snap. Fake that. No, give to Jaramillo. He's still in his feet, and he crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Coconino. Jonathan Jaramillo with the carry and the score. The Panthers strike first in the title game.
Great balance right there. He was hitting the hole and looked like he was going to go down, put that left hand down on the ground and kept his balance, and then just walked right into the end zone. What a good drive by this Coconino team. Started with that pass from Enoch Watson to Andy Ruiz, and they didn't stop since.
PAT, there's the snap. Ball is up, and it is good. We'll keep it right here with 25 seconds to go in the first half as Coconino strikes first. They're on top of Flagstaff 7-0. Man, how cool is that to see Jonathan Jaramillo score after
That was good.
Wow, there's some games he didn't play.
Yeah.
Probably first touchdown since week 2. The second game against Marcos. Wow, that's cool. I'm so happy with that kid. St. John's blood, baby. Every time he scores, I'm going to say it. It's my kid. So now, good for Coconino. Great for Jonathan there to get the touchdown in this game.
Yeah, good for Coconino's offense to kind of get going finally. Defenses on both sides of the ball have been playing really well tonight. Coconino just put together a really good drive. And as you mentioned a minute ago, Coconino will get the ball to start the second half also.
25 seconds to go in the first half. Coconino will be kicking the ball off here on the Flagstaff Foot Doctors kickoff. As always this year for them, doing the honors is Jose Miguel Villanueva, the freshman for the Panthers. Here's the kick. It's going to be short, but pops out of the hands of Holden Senna. He crosses the 20. Well, tried to cross the 20. He's mauled by a bunch of Panthers. Jonathan Padilla, Pearson, Watson there to make the stop, and they're going to mark him 1st and 10 at the Eagle 20 with 14 seconds to go in the half.
Well, 14 seconds. Do you think Flagstaff might want to try to go for one or take a deep shot? Weidinger, 50-50 ball?
Yeah, since Coconino's getting the ball in the second half, why not?
Yeah, might as well go for it. Maybe run one play, call a timeout, and then take a shot.
Yeah, Flagstaff's got all their timeouts possible. Meyer about to pass, looks, and it's caught right there at the 26-yard line by Holden Senna, and Flagstaff's going to take their timeout with 8 seconds to go in the half. They need a little bit more than that, obviously. Once again, at halftime, you'll hear from Cooper French, running back for the Coconino Panthers, and you'll hear from Spencer Smith, the defensive back, fullback, pretty much Mr. Everything for the Flagstaff Eagles coming up here at halftime. Folks, we want to thank our sponsors that's been with us since the first week of the season this year. Highland Floor Coverings, the title sponsor of our broadcast. Odegaard Sewing Center, Pick and Run, Flagstaff Foot Doctors, Big O Tire, Knacker Pepsi, Finley Honda, Flagstaff Chevrolet, The Light Company, Around the Mountain Pediatric Dentistry, Sunnyside Market on 4th Street, Oxendale Auto Group, Napa Auto Parts, American Trailer Company, Frederick Fisher Jewelers, Old Route 66 Chevron, Lauren Vickers Overhead Door, and Crumble Cookie of Flagstaff, all on board as sponsors this year for high school football, and majority of them on board for basketball. We'll start that at the end of November. It's taught the coach, Eric Fries, the athletic director for Coconino, said he messed up the whole basketball schedule. So we'll figure our schedule out eventually. Here's a snap to Meyer. Bat to pass. Looks. Fires. Across the middle off the outstretched hands there of the intended receiver. That would have been Spencer Smith. And that's incomplete. And that brings up a third down.
Flag.
But there's a flag on the play. Right there at the where Flagstaff is standing. See, last time we had something like this, I thought it was going to be a hold. I think it's going to be a hold here too, but we'll see. Nope.
Personal foul.
Personal foul.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer on Coconino. Well, there's 4 seconds left in the half. So it gives Flagstaff some yards, but I still don't know if it's going to be enough. I mean, if you're going to obviously it's a mental penalty, but that's not a bad place to have that if you're going to have it. You don't want to have it anyway, but from a games, from a X and O standpoint, not a bad place to have it happen. So they're going to put the ball down at the Eagle 42-yard line. Again, 4 seconds to go in the first half. Back to pass. Meyer looks, fires, and it is, it's picked off at the 35-yard line. That is Reagan. Reagan's going to cut to the 30, and he's going to be shut down at the 25-yard line. Late flag on the play. No time left on the clock. And I'm not sure if the half can end on a penalty. It kind of depends here. We'll see. Taylor Reagan with the pick for Coconino. If they're going to get another play here, and if Coconino has the ball, maybe I don't know if Villanueva's got the leg for that, though. I mean, but they're still going to mark it off if it is against Flagstaff. Let's see here. Personal foul. Walking to that Coconino. Okay, so there we go. It takes a field goal talk out of that. And I think we might be at halftime for that because it was after the punt. So I think we're probably going to be at halftime. And they're going to say no way. And we are at halftime. So we're going to see if we can't check in here with Coach Mike Lapsey as Brendan Martin's down there on the sideline. Coconino is in the far locker room, so they got to cross the field here. So we kind of keep an eye on Brendan here. He's down actually on the Coconino sideline. Kind of waiting for him to kind of line up there with Coach Laps. And Lapsey's meeting with his coaches real quick. Let's go down to Brendan down the sideline with Coach Mike Lapsey.
Thanks, Dave. Coach, how would you describe that first half? It was a very defensive one. How would you describe it?
Yeah, definitely defense. Stepping up both sides. We're settling in. We're figuring some stuff out. We're missing some key blocks that we need to be able to hit, and I think we'll be getting much bigger plays in the second half.
How important was it to be able to score right at the end of the half and get the ball back to the second half?
It was very important. You know, we've been driving the football. Again, penalties kind of killed us in that first half. But I think we're going into the second half a little momentum here.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
All right, thanks a lot, Brendan. Coach Mike Lapsey there here at halftime. And the score is 7-0 Coconino. Before we go to break, let's do a quick run-through on the stats here in the first half. We'll start with Flagstaff. With Coconino. Enoch Watson, 3 of 3 for 38 yards here in the first half for him. Cooper French, 13 carries, 46 yards for the Panthers running back. Andrew Ruiz, 2 catches, 31 yards for him. Coconino with a total of 88 yards of total offense here in the first half for them. Looking at the Flagstaff Eagles, Cody Meyer, 4 of 8 for 11 yards and that interception there toward the end of the first half. For him, Marcus Salcido, 5 carries, 22 yards. Holden Senna, 4 carries and 13 yards. Flagstaff, total offense, 55 yards here in the first half. Penalties, 5 penalties for 45 yards for Coconino, 2 for 10 for Flagstaff. We're at halftime. When we come back, we'll check back in here for a little bit, and then we'll take you to the interviews with Cooper French and Spencer Smith. You're listening to and watching high school football on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Sports Network.
Sunnyside Market at 4th Street Chevron is proud to be a sponsor of high school football. They offer any size fountain drinks for just 89 cents all day, every day. Swing in and check out the Panthers fan gear section, and students can receive 10% off with your school ID.
Right after you sent it down to Brendan, the levels got kind of high again on all parts.
I know. EBT is proudly accepted on all grocery items.
Yeah, if you could bring it down just a hair and just get out of the red a little bit less.
Located on the corner of 4th Street and 6th Avenue.
For whatever reason,
Flagstaff parents, don't fumble with your children's dental care needs. For over 30 years, Northern Arizona families have entrusted
and don't let it happen again.
Pediatric Dentistry's board-certified dentists to give their children winning smiles. Call or text their offices today to get your child's next appointment scheduled. 928-779-0385. Score a touchdown with your child by giving them the dental care they deserve with one of Around the Mountain's board-certified dentists. Call or text 928-779-0385 to schedule your child's appointment.
Hi, it's Jacob Lundy, General Manager of Finley Honda Flagstaff. And on behalf of the Finley family and our entire team, we want to wish a season of great success to the Flagstaff Eagles and Coconino Panthers. The next time you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle and want a big city deal with small town feel, reach out to us at Finley Honda Flagstaff. Keep your vehicle purchase local, and it benefits great programs like this. For more information, visit us in the Flagstaff Auto Park near the Flagstaff Mall or online at flaghonda.com. Go Eagles! Go Panthers!
Welcome to the Old Route 66 Chevron Halftime Show on the Highlands Floor Coverings High School Sports Network. The show is brought to you by Old Route 66 Chevron and Lauren Vickers Overhead Door. Let's head back to the stadium. Here's Dave and Reggie.
Back here at the Sky Dome, Dave Zorn, Reggie Eccleston with you at halftime as Coconino leads Flagstaff 7-0. And it's been very defensive oriented, except for the last drive where Coconino really had a nice ball-controlled drive all the way down to get the touchdown from Jonathan Jaramillo for them to take the lead. Kind of reminiscent a little bit of Bradshaw Mountain a couple weeks ago against Flagstaff. Just kind of nicked it, and made some time off the clock and got that the first touchdown of the game for both teams.
Yeah, Flagstaff defensively has played well tonight. Offensively, they're still not able to muster up enough, against this Coconino defense, but the Coconino defense finally got some offensive movement. That last drive was a really good one, and so they do get the ball coming out in the second half. It'll be interesting to see if they can go ahead and have a drive like they just did to end the first half and score a touchdown first drive of the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're in the locker room now for both teams, what are you telling your team right now?
Oh, if I'm the Flagstaff coaches, I'm saying, hey guys, it's 0-0. You're playing very well. Go out here, have some fun. You seniors, this is your last half of football. Let's go out there and get it. If I'm Coconino, hey guys, here's our opportunity to really make a difference. We go out here, we put some more points on the board right away, and then we put this game out of reach early, and then we have a chance to make the playoffs.
I think that's an excellent point. I think if Coconino gets the ball here, and they will here in the first part of the second half, and goes right down and scores, that's a 2-touchdown lead on Flagstaff, and we've kind of seen what that's happened to Flagstaff along the way. But yeah, first drive of this second half is going to be huge for the rest of this game. There's no doubt.
Oh, I think it is. I tell you what, if Coconino can go down there and put on some more points quickly, again, Flagstaff hasn't had the capability, or at least so far this year, to come back from 2-touchdown deficits. So that could really bode well for Coconino. If they don't score right away, you never know what can happen coming down the stretch.
Yep, absolutely. We'll take a time out here in the Old Route 66 Chevron halftime show. When we come back, you'll hear interviews that I caught up with this week with Cooper French, the running back from Coconino, and Spencer Smith, the defensive end, fullback, linebacker for Flagstaff. You're listening to High School Football on the Highlands Floor Coverings High School Sports Network. Companies say they're a local company, but are they really? Hi, I'm Dave Zorn, and Lauren Vickers Overhead Door is truly a Flagstaff company. The owner and founder, Lauren Vickers, was born and raised right here in Flagstaff. He and his wife, Susan, have raised their 6 kids here, so when they say they're local, they are. So if you need a new garage door and just need a part to fix the door, look no further than Lauren Vickers Overhead Door. They carry parts for all door brands and always try to fix the problem the customer has. Flagstaff owned and operated for over 45 years. That's Lauren Vickers Overhead Door. Log on to laurenvickersoverheaddoor.com or call them today at 928-774-2947.
Years, months, hours, minutes, and seconds of training, practice, prep, and drills come down to game time, and here we are. Hi, this is Mark Harris, owner of Flagstaff Chevrolet on Route 66. On behalf of my entire team at Flagstaff Chevrolet, we cheer on our Flagstaff Eagles and Coconino Panthers. Best of luck for an unforgettable season. If you're looking for a great vehicle to safely get your students back and forth to school, or maybe one that's big enough to carry the team and equipment, then come see our awesome team at Flagstaff Chevrolet. Visit flagstaffchevrolet.com. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Old Route 66 Chevron at Railroad Springs is serving all your favorite breakfast and lunch items with hot stuff foods. Enjoy a variety of breakfast sandwiches and delicious burritos along with all of the sides. Pizza, wings, burgers, chicken sandwiches, and more. Hungry? Get what you want at Old Route 66 Chevron. Open 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Old Route 66 Chevron is a proud sponsor of high school sports on this station. Hungry? Thirsty? Stop by Old Route 66 Chevron.
Back here on the Old Route 66 Chevron halftime show during the 53rd Flagstaff City Championship football game between the Coconino Panthers and the Flagstaff Eagles. I'm Dave Zorn. Earlier this week, I had a chance to catch up with two players who we think are the That was Spencer Smith, and since our interview with him, Spencer has picked up his first Division I college football offer, and that's to stay home and play for the NAU Lumberjacks. Couldn't be happier for him. When we come back, Reggie and I will get you ready for second half action next on the Old Route 66 Chevron Halftime Show on Highlands Fort Coverings High School Sports Network.
Old Route 66 Chevron at Railroad Springs is serving all your favorite breakfast and lunch items with hot stuff foods. Enjoy a variety of breakfast sandwiches and delicious burritos along with all of the sides. Pizza, wings, burgers, chicken sandwiches, and more. Hungry? Get what you want at Old Route 66 Chevron. Open 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Old Route 66 Chevron is a proud sponsor of high school sports on this station. Hungry? Thirsty? Stop by Old Route 66 Chevron.
Hi, Ryan here with Frederick Fisher Jewelers, and we would like to wish all Flagstaff High School football teams a safe and competitive season. Frederick Fisher Jewelers has been locally family-owned and operated for over 38 years. We do repairs on-site, we have the best diamond prices in town, the best selection of natural colored stone jewelry and wedding bands, and financing up to 2 years no interest on approved credit. We have all your jewelry needs covered. Conveniently located in the Flagstaff Mall. Frederick Fisher Jewelers. Let our family be your family's jeweler.
Companies say they're a local company, but are they really? Hi, I'm Dave Zorn, and Lauren Vickers Overhead Door is truly a Flagstaff company. The owner and founder, Lauren Vickers, was born and raised right here in Flagstaff. He and his wife, Susan, have raised their 6 kids here, so when they say they're local, they are. So if you need a new garage door and just need a part to fix the door, look no further than Lauren Vickers Overhead Door. They carry parts for all door brands and always try to fix the problem the customer has. Flagstaff owned and operated for over 45 years. That's Lauren Vickers Overhead Door. Log on to laurenvickersoverheaddoor.com or call them today at 928-774-2947. Back here on the Old 66 Chevron Halftime Show, Dave Zorn and Reggie X. And on our radio side, we hope you enjoyed those interviews with the fellas. Sorry on YouTube if you didn't hear it. Probably had the sound turned down on accident, so we apologize for that. But great kids. I mean, Cooper French, I mean, his accolades even so far as a junior. He's done so much, state champion wrestler. He's had a great year here. For Coconino, and then Spencer Smith, a kid who, like I mentioned in the interview, just exploded in the defensive end spot and really got off to a great start at that spot. Then Nick Morrow went out with an injury. When those two were in, there was a lot of he had basically his own route to the quarterback and route to the football. When Nick left with an injury to his wrist, everyone started kind of double teaming him, so they then moved him back to linebacker where he's playing tonight. He's playing mostly outside. And now he can roam a little bit and kind of get that speed up a little bit and goes back to a little bit of his natural position, even though he said as a sophomore he played DT, which I didn't even know. So you could play that kid all over the field.
He's a versatile player, and he definitely can play a lot of different positions. I think that being the focal point of the defense, he draws a lot of attention, but he handles it well. And that's the one good thing that you see, which is why you're starting to see a lot of these college coaches now really taking much more interest in him. He's really proven himself this year. He's, I wouldn't say he burst on the scene because, we knew what he could do last year. And he came out this year, really started playing extremely well. He's going to have quite a few offers before it's all said and done.
Yeah, and, we mentioned at the end, he knew, I think, at that time when we talked to him that he'd been offered by NAU, but he didn't want to say anything. Yeah. And then he made it public later on social media that he'd been offered by NAU. And I look at Spencer, and knowing Coach Ball like I do, that's a Coach Ball player. I mean, a good kid, good grades, good character. He's got that second, third motor kind of gear to him. And, that's the kind of guy that Jerry Partridge and Coach Ball, look after. And I hope that works out. And I think if given the chance, I think Spencer can be a really, really good football player here at NAU if that's what he chooses to do.
And, as good as he is here with this Flagstaff program, just imagine once he gets into college, you got to remember, he's still a teenager.
Yeah.
He's still a teenager. He's going to develop. He's going to grow. They're going to put him on a weight training program.
Imagine him another 20 pounds of muscle.
He's going to be something else. And I'm really – and I would love to see him stay here local because then we still get to see him play. Right? That would be awesome.
And I think of that. And recently, there's been guys from NAU that are from Flagstaff that are on NAU. Ty Furr right now is a junior, and he's on kickoff team for NAU. And we know Ty, and I see him all the time when I go to practice and tell him how proud I am of him. And there's been guys, long snapper, that kind of thing. But, man, if a guy like Spencer can come in and, within a couple of years can start and make a difference on an NAU team defensively, it's a local kid. Now those kids are like, man, I can go play at that level. Yeah, I could be a success at the high school level. Man, I could go and play in the Sky Dome every home game. And that's a whole different thing from that point on. There was a run where there's a lot of Flagstaff kids that played at NAU. I remember when I was going to school here, one of my old buddies from my Eastern Arizona College days, Josh Packer, who played linebacker and fullback here at Flag High, he returned and played his last 2 years in NAU and was a difference maker on that NAU defense. It's happened before. A guy like Spencer could be that kind of catalyst to kind of get that rolling again.
See, he could be an inspiration to a lot of these kids coming up.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them, and because now you're seeing some good quality football starting in the youth programs, moving up to these high school level. If you get a couple of kids from a school like Coconino or Flagstaff that can stay local and perform well at a level like an NAU, man, it could attract more, which obviously would attract more fans, would be good for the town, be good for the community, and good for the school.
By the way, before we go to break, I'll tell you the story. So right now, one of the best receivers at Arizona State University is a kid named Ricky Pearson. Played his high school ball at Corona del Sol. His dad played at Flagstaff High School and played at NAU. His uncle Jeff played at Eastern Arizona College, and I don't think he played at NAU, but he was a great player for Flag High. So even though they're not, I mean, Ricky Jr., they moved down the valley, and his roots are down there, but there's Flagstaff blood in that kid. Yeah. So I mean, again, if the stories like that kind of get around, that could kind of be a little bit of an inspiration too.
Yeah, and that's all you want to see. You know, you definitely want to see more of these kids get the opportunity to play at the college level, and you definitely want to give some of them the opportunity to play here locally. Their families would be able to see them. Their fans would be able to see them. Some of their friends would be able to see them more. So it's something that really could grow and could build. But, you get one or two of these young men that get an opportunity to do it, it could just really inspire a whole group of kids.
Absolutely. Before we go to break, I mean, we're kind of running late in halftime because Flagstaff's marching band's still on the field, and we're already through the halftime period. So we still got about a 3-minute warm-up period for both teams that they haven't started yet because Flagstaff's marching band's still on the field. So before we go to break, let's get you updated on some scores on the scoreboard here. Last report we had at halftime was about a half an hour ago. The 12th ranked Bradshaw Mountain Bears and the now 4A Grand Canyon Region champions. They lead Mika Mountain 21-7 at halftime. The Bears, Aiden Ott, recovered 2 fumbles in the last 139 of the second quarter to keep Mika Mountain in their own end, and they turned those into 2 touchdowns. Geez, where do we see that before against Bradshaw Mountain a couple weeks ago, right? So again, there's Bradshaw Mountain. Defense steps up, and now they're going to go into the playoffs. Now, again, I don't want to see Bradshaw Mountain with that defense. Not at all. They're playing at a very high level right now. Halftime score in the 3A playoffs. Snowflake at home against the Thatcher Eagles, and Snowflake having no problem with Thatcher tonight, 28-6 at halftime. Thatcher's head coach Dan Jones is a Blue Ridge High School alum, and before they got to Snowflake today, they stopped off at Blue Ridge High School and went through their Hall of Champions and all their state football trophies and walked Paul Morrow Field, and I just started getting sick in my stomach. Honestly. I played against Dan, and Dan's a good guy, great coach. That's in his first or second year at Thatcher High School, so I wish him the best there too. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we will have second half action in the 53rd Flagstaff City Championship game between Coconino and Flagstaff. Coconino with a 7-0 lead as both teams come back on the field. We'll be back with kickoff next on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Sports Network.
This has been the old Route 66 Chevron halftime show on the Highlands Floor Coverings High School Sports Network. The show was brought to you by Old Route 66 Chevron and Lauren Vickers Overhead Door. Stay tuned for second half action coming up next on Calf Country 93.5 AM 930 and streaming on calflegends.com.
Vince Lombardi is credited for saying, individual commitment to a group effort. That is what makes a team work, a company work, a society work, a civilization work. Hi, I'm Britton Ridgway of the Oxendale Auto Group, and we know that providing you our best means working side by side with you, our customers, to provide consistent, high-quality teamwork across our 7 dealerships to bring you the winning combination of vehicle sales, service, collision repair, and more. Flagstaff Eagles and Coconino Panthers, we encourage you to keep on grinding to rise to the top. For more information, visit us at oxendale.com.
With Pergo Extreme Rigid Flooring, High performance runs deep. Deeper visuals, deeper protection, deeper warranty from the #1 preferred brand in flooring. Pergo Extreme Rigid Flooring offers unmatched durability and a guarantee you expect from a high-performance floor with the widest selection of beautiful, authentic wood and stone patterns. For details, contact Highland's Floor Coverings today at 774-6700 or stop by their showroom at 2009 North 4th Street for all the details.
Hi, this is Tyson Fowles, the fullback at Coconino High School, and you're listening to the Game of the Week on the Highlands Floor Coverings High School Sports Network. Go Panthers!
Sorry, folks. As soon as I began to talk, I don't know. I choked on my own air, I guess. I don't know. End of the season, you kind of go through these laws a little bit too. So, apologize for that. As I come back, I wanted to talk, and I started choking. So, here we are at the end of half. And by the way, Flagstaff's marching band's still on the field. So, I guess they're doing extended.
Long performance.
Yeah, grand performance. But by the way, Flagstaff's marching band, I think they've grown like double the size in the last couple of years. So, and they sound great. So, no, hey, I was a band geek too. I'm not gonna bash the marching band at all. So, we're gonna wait till they're done so both teams can get back on the field. We can get going here. Again, let's take a look at the stats, and you can tell this has been a defensive football game so far. Only 88 yards of total offense for Coconino, 55 yards of total offense for Flagstaff. The one kind of notable stat, at least for us, is Enoch Watson, 3 of 3 for 38 yards, perfect in the game. And he's struggled throwing the ball in some games, but now, you see the focus is there. They are running some familiar plays with them, but you're starting to see him almost kind of get it now. And at the end of his sophomore year, we know he's got skills. It was just hard to kind of put it together from a mental standpoint, but I think he's had a great first half, and that's, again, building steps with him to meet his potential that I think a lot of us, including ourselves, think that he can get to in his junior and senior year.
Well, you're seeing where tonight it looks like the game is slowed down for him a little bit. They're not worried about throwing a lot of deep balls, a lot of slow developing routes. There are a lot of quick routes that get them in a good flow. And that's what the quarterback needs. And if he can do that, that'll just build his confidence. And throughout, as they go along through this game and then build for the future, he's going to have a lot of great success throughout his career.
And now we've got both teams out of the locker room, and they're going to go through their 3-minute. I guess they're going to give them 5 minutes warm-up period. Usually you get 3, but now I guess we go. Oh, no, they changed it to 3.
They changed it back? Yes, they did.
So, yeah, we mentioned this going into the interview portion of the halftime show. Before that this is going to be a huge first drive. Coconino gets the ball here in the first to start off the second half. If they go down and score, they're up by 2 touchdowns, and that's kind of been the watermark for Flagstaff. They get down by 2 scores. They don't play well from behind. At least this year they haven't. But if Flagstaff can hold them, if they can hold them to 3 and out, it'd be great for them. But if they can just hold them and out of the end zone, that's huge for Flagstaff. And in order to stay in this game, I think they got to keep Coconino out of the end zone here in the first drive because, like I said, traditionally it's been tough to come back from 2 scores down for them.
Yeah, Flagstaff, since the 5th game of the season has had trouble scoring points. And as you see again tonight, they haven't scored yet, after one half of play. If Coconino does come down this first series and score, that's going to make it a lot more difficult for Flagstaff. They just don't have that explosiveness like they had early in the season.
Well, later part of the season, it's tough. And they played all the games. They didn't miss a game because of COVID, 2 games that Coconino did miss too.
Right. It's not to say that it can't happen. It's just to say that it'll be a little bit more difficult for them to do it.
Right, exactly. So that's what I'm trying to get at too. So, again, the teams are in the conditioning or the warm-up period here before they start the second half, and we'll get it underway here in a moment. Again, what's on the line? For Flagstaff, this is their last game. They're not going to make the 4A state playoffs, so they definitely want to go on a winning note before everyone disperses into winter sports if they're going to do that. Couple guys are going to go play basketball. There can be some wrestlers. And some may just take the winter off and get ready for baseball. I'm sure a lot of them, I think Spencer Smith plays baseball and a couple other kids. So they'll get ready for those seasons as well and maybe catch up with any homework they got from academics. For Coconino, if they win this game, they're likely going to be in the 4A state playoffs, and we'll find out for sure tomorrow. Just after 8 o'clock, the selection show begins. And by the way, if you want to watch that, go to AIA Preps 365 at 8 o'clock with their bracket selection show for the 4A, 5A, 6A Open. My good friends, Jose Garcia, James Mello, and Brett Quintine host that show online. Again, that's AIA Preps 365 for the bracket show tomorrow, and we'll all find out together if Coconino gets in the 4A, and then we'll go from there. If they make it in and they're going to travel, whether it be to Casa Grande, whether it be to Poston Butte, which is Santan Valley, or maybe they go play Mesquite. And we'll be on the road to the Valley next week, and we'll definitely be with them as hey, you never know. As long as you get in, everybody's 0-0, right?
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
And with this coaching staff, the way they prepare, I give them, everyone gets a puncher's chance.
If they get a good win tonight, it could really build a confidence. And then if they get into the playoffs, they could get on a roll. It doesn't take much. One really good game, solid performance. When you have a bunch of teenagers, it could just trigger something in them. And before you know it, they get on a good winning streak, and who knows what could happen. They could get, far deep into the playoffs. So I don't count them out.
No. Yeah, I mean, and especially if everything holds the way it is, like Cactus and American Leadership Academy Queen Creek go in the Open, it becomes a little bit more tight, a little bit tighter in the 4A playoffs. I mean, I think then you got to think Casa Grande may be the number 1 seed. They got a great quarterback who's already tripped up here at the NAU, by the way. Great quarterback down there, good running back, good defense at Casa Grande, but they played in a kind of a weakish region. So they haven't really been tested. The 2 losses they've had were to Cactus and ALA Queen Creek. Both those teams are going to be in the Open. So, there's that. Poston Butte, solid football team. Mesquite, we saw them at the beginning of the year against Cactus. They got better as the year went along, a lot better. So, we'll see what happens. But Coconino's got to win this game first. They're up 7-0 on Flagstaff as we're getting ready for second of action as Flagstaff tees it up. Doing the honors is, I believe that's Tanner Reef kicking the football off. Back to receive for Coconino is Griffin Benedict and Samuel LeWatson. It's going to be Benedict with the carry, it looks like. Yep. Crosses across the 35-yard line down to about the 36-yard line, maybe 37-yard line, be first and 10 for Coconino right there.
Well, good field position to start. See what they come out with, whether they come out with Watson or they go back to Klaus with the tight wing, double wing. But it looks like they're going to have Enoch Watson in there, which means they're going to spread it out a little bit more, run the ball with mixing in some passes.
Not surprising they're going with this, too, because, Coach Lapsey's the guy that if it works, he keeps with it. So it's not surprising they're now going back to kind of the regular formation for this year. Watson gets a snap, hands the ball off to Cooper French, goes on the near side, or far side, across the 40, 45, down across the first down marker, down to about the 47. Gain of about 12 yards on the carry. First and 10, Coconino with a nice run from Cooper French.
Tell you, that's the kind of play they like to get on their first down. You pick up 10 yards, big chunks of yardage. Even if you didn't get the first down, you make it second and short. But right away, they're imposing their will with the run, and they get that first down.
Ortiz in motion there. Snap to Watson. Give is a Cooper French, and the Eagles had that read pretty good as he got past Salcido, but he did not get past Adam Padilla, Spencer Smith, and other Eagles there making the play. And that'll bring up second and 12 now for Coconino at their own 45.
Well, they came flying into the backfield on that
Eagles
play. There you go. They flew right in and got a piece of him before he got to the line, which slowed him down. And then the linemen were able to really grab hold of him and actually give him a 1.5-yard loss. 3
wide, 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. Watson in the shotgun, Ortiz in motion. Here's a snap. Give to Cooper French, and he is blasted by a couple defensive linemen there. Number 63, that is Sage Singer. Who else I see in there? Oh, there's a 70 number in there somewhere. I think it was John Wiles, maybe 73 was in there on the hit too. Man, I would see Cooper French get hit a lot. Excuse me, I was actually 76. That was Nick Harju. Yeah, we haven't seen Cooper get hit that hard this year, I don't think.
Penetration, and they're hitting him in the backfield.
Watson back to pass, looks, fires across the middle, has the receiver caught at the 45, to the 30, 20, tries to pull away, 10, 5, touchdown, Coconino. Andy Ruiz from Enoch Watson. And that was about 54 yards. The longest pass, I think it's the longest pass play of the year, actually, for Coconino. And there you go. 2-touchdown lead for Coconino on a nice play. And by the way, after Andy caught that pass, look at the breakaway. And DB did not have a chance to get him. He pulled away from the defensive back for the touchdown.
Yeah, he caught that ball and was just determined to get into the end zone and showed his speed on there. He just kind of extended away from the defensive back. No chance. Great start for this Coconino team on the second half.
Doing the waiver with the PAT. Kick is up. Looks good. And no good. He hangs it to the right. 10:02 to go in the third quarter. Coconino takes a 13-0 lead against Flagstaff. We'll keep it right here in the Sky Dome. And, boy, I mean, good blocking there. And, hey, look at Andy Ruiz, right? I mean, he's had the drops like all year.
All year.
And I don't think he's dropped one tonight.
No,
he's got 4 or 5 catches now.
He's made big catches tonight, run good routes. And Enoch Watson is putting the ball right where it needs to be. So now you're seeing that confidence come, and you're seeing some flashes of what we're going to see in the future. Yeah. And he's throwing the ball well. That opens up the run even more. They have a great running attack. But when you can mix it in and spread it out a little bit and do some multiple things, that'll make you a dangerous team.
Yeah. I like seeing Enoch's finally kind of putting it together. And, we've talked to Enoch a little bit, through the year. And he's a calm, cool, collective, kind of laid-back kid. And I also know the hardest person you could be on him is him.
Yeah.
I know he's going to attend a couple quarterback camps here in the summertime and get better. And I'll tell you what, you add that to Coconino's offense, look out. Here's the catch by Gunnar Price, and he takes over the 25 down to about the 27-yard line. And after Flagstaff's going to start first and 10 at their own 27.
Well, you can clearly see that tonight the game is slowed down for Enoch Watson. He's dropping back. He's making his reads. He's making the right choices. But you don't see him panicking like we've seen him early in the season. He doesn't have like real happy feet. He's not bouncing around. He's kind of stable. Like you said, he's calm. He's making the right decisions. Still getting rid of the ball quickly, not holding it for an extended period of time, but he's making the right choices early in his drives.
Bodie Meyer in the shotgun. Right off to his left is Gunnar Price. Snap. Fake Gunnar. Now he's going to pass it to him out of the backfield. Across the 30-yard line, gets down to the 31, gained about 3 yards on the play, but bring it 2nd and 7. And, getting back to Enoch just quick, he's got a quarterback coach. And 5 years ago, that quarterback coach was playing for Coconino, and that's Cristo Tavares. And I tell you what, I've seen this rivalry a few times now, and I haven't seen a game like Cristo had his senior year in the Sky Dome against Flagstaff. It was a loss, but man, that kid, talk about leaving it all on the field. He left it on the field, but now he's back after playing college football, and he's the guy that's now coaching Enoch Watson. Here's a give. Gunnar Price again gets another couple yards. Actually, maybe a yard, maybe a half a yard, actually. And that'll bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and about 8, maybe a short 7 at the Flagstaff 31-yard line.
This is a big third down for this Flagstaff offense. They really need to generate something. They don't want to turn around and have to give the ball right back to Coconino, especially with them having some momentum. Two drives on that, 2 touchdowns on their last 2 drives. That's something that Flagstaff really doesn't want to have to deal with going forward. So they really need to try to pick up a first down.
Bodie Meyer, fake the handoff, back to pass, looks, rolls out, fires, complete in traffic. Nice pass there by Bodie Meyer. Caught there by Jake Weininger at the 40-yard line, enough for a Flagstaff first down. Boy, that's a tough throw and even a tougher catch by Jake Weininger.
Definitely a good throw and even a better catch. He had 2 defenders around him. He was being hit as he was catching the ball. He made that grab and still scurried for the first down.
Flagstaff comes up to the line. Fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 at their own 40. Spencer Smith goes and lines up on the far side of the field away from us. Actually, he's kind of split out in a slot there. Here's a snap. Give on the reverse. That's going to be Holden Senna, and maybe gets a yard on that play. Brought down there by the Coconino Panthers, their linebacker. And that is number 51 for Coconino. That is Quinn Mickelson, also a lineman, as you may have heard Cooper French say there in the halftime, and credited him as part of his lineman. Pancakes on him coming up, which is a great line. I laughed so hard when he said that. He'll take his lineman to IHOP because of all the pancakes he's serving.
It's a lot of them.
Yeah, there you go. Here's a snap. Again, now he's going to reverse it to Salcido. Breaks a tackle, gets across, but tackled by a host of Panthers by a 2-yard gain. Kind of slowed up and didn't really go north and south immediately, which caused the Panther defense to kind of collapse on him. Jacob Klaus in there, JT Begay in there, Padilla, Pearson Watson all in there on the stop there on Salcido.
Well, he really wanted to go more outside, and Andy Ruiz and those corners and the linebackers actually, again, forced them inside to where the defensive players were. He made a couple of nice spins, nice moves, but he was just not able to pick up much yardage on that. Great defense.
Here's a fake to hand off to Salcido. Meyer back to pass, finds a wide open man and close to a first down. I don't know if they're going to get it. Oh, they're going to call it incomplete. Now, that was away from us on the sideline. And they're getting some argument there from the Flagstaff sideline. That was intended for Jacob Weininger. Let me look at we have the ability to replay here. I don't know. Maybe he didn't, when he landed on the ground, the ball came out. Maybe he said he didn't control the ball when it hit the ground.
Yeah, I think
that's got to be what they're saying on that, because it looked like he completed the pass, but I guess he couldn't have main control over that. So on fourth down, the Eagles are going to punt it away. Back to receive is Jacob Klaus for Coconino. Cody Meyer going to do the honors for punting the way here. There's a snap. Oh, he drops the ball. Still gets the punt away. Nice punt. Anyway, it's going to take an Eagle bounce. And it's taken by Klaus. Boy, that's another one. Taken by Jacob at the 16, but gets about the 18. That's where Coconino's going to start first and 10 at their own 18-yard line. Again, I don't know. You got to be careful with that.
Living dangerously.
Man, you got 2 touchdown lead here. I guess you.
Yeah, no,
Lapsey's going to go. Come on, man.
No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, let's not mess with that. 6:36 to go in the third quarter. Coconino leads Flagstaff 13-0. You're listening on our radio site on Calf Country 93.5 at AM 930 or on our stream on calflegends.com. We are on YouTube on the Great Circle Media TV channel on YouTube. So got the radio broadcast along with the video there. So come join us there on YouTube. We got about 90 or so people watching with us right now. Here's a snap. Enoch Watson. Give. Cooper French comes in the near side. Crosses the 20-yard line. Take a stiff arm, and now he crosses the 30 out of bounds. First down run by Cooper French. And he gave a stiff arm there to number 5, Tanner Reef. But we got a flag on the play. Looks like he's going to come back. Possible holding here on Coconino. Of course, I've been wrong a couple times on that. Oh, legal man downfield. Oh, no.
Sportsmanlike.
Oh, sportsmanlike conduct. Okay. Getting my arm motions wrong. I'm not going to even call holding anymore because it's in the area of holding like 3 times. I'm wrong each time. I go, wait a minute. All right. So yeah, Cooper French stiff arms Adam Reef to get the first down, and they're going to tack on 15 yards of the penalty on that.
Tanner Reef,
excuse me. You know the kid, man. Didn't say the name. So now it's first and 10, Coconino at their own 48-yard line, close to midfield here. New set of downs with 6:24 to go in the third quarter. Man in motion. There's a snap. Give is to Cooper French. He finds a hole and blows right through it. Cross midfield down to the 45-yard line. Gain of about 8, maybe 8 yards. We'll give him 8 yards. 7 yards on the play. And then they'll bring up second and third at the Eagle 45.
Spreading them out has really opened up some larger holes for French to run through. He's been real good. He wants to come out right now. He's limping a little bit, but I'm sure he's going to kind of just take a little break and get back in there soon.
And in for Cooper French is Jonathan Harmiel. Now lines up right behind Enoch Watson. And he's standing at midfield. Here's a snap. Give. Harmiel goes on the left side. Oh, he almost got through, but Marcus Salcido tripped him up. Close to a first down. Gets about maybe 1 or 2 yards. It'll be up third and short there. But I tell you what, if it wasn't for Salcido, I think Harmiel may have had like a 42-yard touchdown there. He had a lot of green on that far side.
Yeah, he had a lot of real estate out there if Salcido hadn't tripped him up. Great play by Salcido, but look for Harmiel now. He's inspired. He may start running quite a bit harder.
Here's a snap. Gives a Harmiel. Makes a move inside. Has enough for the first down. Crosses the 40-yard line down inside the 40 to the 39. First down, Coconino. Another good run there by Jonathan Harmiel.
Tell you, how would you like to have the luxury of having a guy like Cooper French, and then he comes out now, and he's a smaller, powerful guy, but now you get a guy Jaramillo side who's powerful and has speed as well. That's a great combination of guys to go to when you need some production. So this has just been a clinic in the second half by this Coconino offense.
Here's a snap. Watson back to pass. Has time. Looks. Fires across the middle. Always got a man in the middle, but just misses him. And that was the big man for the Coconino Panthers, Tyson Fossil. And, man, he had him open, but just couldn't make the connection. I think that's the first incompletion by Enoch Watson in this game.
It is. It was a good decision, though. He just overthrew him a little bit. I think what happened is Fossil kind of got grabbed a little bit and held up where he would have had more of a clear run, but definitely good choice, just a little bit overthrown.
Watson, Fossil in the motion here. Snap, give, Jaramillo. And he's stacked up and doesn't go far. Colin Doucette was the first man to hit him. And actually loses a yard back to the 40-yard line, so that brings up a 3rd and 11 for Coconino at the Eagle 40. Man, Colin Doucette, I mean, that's another player I just love watching play. I mean, fast kid, hard hitter.
Tough kid, real tough.
And really good tackler. I mean, he kind of showed that on that play where he hit Jaramillo first on and didn't really let him go. And we have an injury on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. 4:13 to go in the third quarter. Coconino leads 13-0 over Flagstaff in the city championship game on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Sports Network.
This is KAFF Flagstaff, K228XO 93.5 Flagstaff, your home for the legends of country and the high school football game of the week.
Here at the Light Company, we believe community is everything. Helping one another, supporting great causes, and being a part of helping Flagstaff thrive is truly what it's all about. This is Stacy and Tina at the Light Company, and we are honored to support some of the local kids in our community by sponsoring both Flagstaff High School and Coconino High School's athletics. As a sponsor of this week's game, the Light Company would like to wish both Flagstaff Eagles and Coconino Panthers good luck and a safe and successful season. Go get 'em, Flagstaff!
Sunnyside Market at 4th Street Chevron is proud to be a sponsor of high school football. They offer any size fountain drinks for just 89 cents all day, every day. Swing in and check out the Panthers fan gear section, and students can receive 10% off with your school ID. In a hurry, use their convenient drive-thru to get those last-minute snacks or beverages on game day. EBT is proudly accepted on all grocery items. That's Sunnyside Market at 4th Street, conveniently located on the corner of 4th Street and 6th Avenue.
Hi, this is Spencer Smith, fullback and DN at Flagstaff High School, and you're listening to the Game of the Week on the Highlands Floor Coverings High School Sports Network. Go Eagles!
Short timeout, penalty on Flagstaff, and Coconino's now got a 35. Here's the snap given to Jaramillo, and he is wrapped up and dropped by Spencer Smith. The man just brought us back from break. No gain on the play. They'll bring a 4th down and 5 for Coconino at the Eagle 34-yard line.
Tell you, it looked like Jaramillo was going to be able to break out, and all of a sudden you just saw a shotgun of Spencer Smith coming in there to make that tackle. It was a nice hole opening up that Jaramillo saw, and Spencer Smith just closed on it real quickly.
Not only did Spencer make the hit, he grabbed the leg and hung on and was able to bring Jaramillo down. So 4th and 5, it looks like Coconino's going to go for it here with 3:08 to go in the quarter. Up 13-0 on Flagstaff as Xavier Nakai broke huddle early and was like, "Are you guys coming with me?" Nah, we're going to call timeout. We don't know what we're doing. So we'll keep it right here at 3:01 to go here in the quarter. First time out of the half for Coconino. They lead 13-0 over Flagstaff. Folks, again, we have to thank our high school sports sponsors this year on our network. Highlands Floor Coverings, Odegaard Sewing Center, Pick and Run, Flagstaff Foot Doctors, Big O Tire, Knacker Pepsi, Findlay Honda, Flagstaff Chevrolet, The Light Company, Around the Mountain Pediatric Dentistry, Sunnyside Market on 4th Street, Oxendale Auto Group, Napa Auto Parts, American Trailer Company, Frederick Fisher Jewelers, Old Route 66 Chevron, Lauren Vickers Overhead Door, and Crumble Cookie of Flagstaff. Make sure you go take care of those sponsors of our broadcasts, and we're very thankful that they're along the way for the football season. And I think the majority of them, if not all of them, are going to be around for basketball season that we still believe starts for us on November 30th. hopefully at Coconino against Tempe, but we were told by Eric Freeze, the athletic director, that the AIE screwed everything up today in their schedule. So, so we'll post our schedule eventually. It's just been goofy as far as all the changes. So we'll pass that along to you when we kind of finally get it locked down here, hopefully soon. 4th and 5 to go for Coconino at the Eagle 34-yard line. The Eagles need this right here. No doubt about that. Fossil in motion. Here's the snap. Give. Oh, that's a Cooper French, and he's mauled by Colin Doucette and Anthony Hill. Met him right in the backfield, loss of 3 yards. That's turnover on downs. Great play by Doucette and Hill to get the ball back for Flagstaff. And, if you're the Eagles, 2:55 to go in the third quarter, you think there's still enough time left here. Kind of isn't. You need to get some points on the board quick if you want to stay in this football game.
That's a big stop by the Flagstaff Eagles, but now they have to try to capitalize and score some points because they can't keep giving the ball back to Coconino. They've got to score points on this drive. I think it's going to be very crucial for them to do that if they really want to stay in this football game.
Give the Salcedo. Makes a move. Crosses the 45. Crosses the midfield. He's in the clear. The 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Flagstaff! No flags on the play. Marcus Salcedo, 63 yards for the touchdown.
Well, did I say it was crucial for them to score on this drive? Well, they did it on that first play. So great run by Marcus Salcedo. He saw that hole opening up on the left side in between the tackle and the guard, and he just turned on the speed and just outran everybody. Great way to respond after making that big defensive stop and then scoring on your first play. Great comeback by this Flagstaff team.
I tell you what, it was a good job by the offensive line opening the hole, but he didn't need much of a hole. It's a small hole that opened him. He's a small kid, so he went right through.
He squared it through.
Yeah, squirted through and got in the clear, and then he was off to the races. Reef on for the extra point. Snap. Ball's up and looks like it's good. 2:44 to go in the third quarter. Flagstaff's on the board. Coconino leads 13-7.
Got a ball game.
Yeah, 2 big plays too. Look at that.
Got a ball game. Big stop defensively and then explosion on the offense. That's what we haven't seen in quite some time.
And how great is it for Salcedo? He missed I think 2 or 3, maybe even 4 games this year due to a tailbone injury. It just wouldn't heal. And he's come back. Since he's been back, he's been the feature back in this offense. And, man, he turned on the afterburners there. He got through, and nobody was going to catch him after he crossed Bob midfield.
Well, that might give this Flagstaff team some life. If the defense can hold Coconino again to, a 3 and out, or even if they give a little bit, but get the ball back for this Flagstaff offense, you never know. Again, we've seen it happen year after year where it doesn't matter what the records are. These kids decide that they're going to come out here and play, and maybe we've got that kind of ball game in store for us tonight.
Hey, it's a rivalry game. It's got to be like this, right?
It is.
This is fun. I mean, we look forward to this game every year because, honestly, we don't know. And we love both teams. We love both coaches. They're always great to us through the year. And it's a celebration of football in Flagstaff is what this game is. It's awesome to be a part of it.
It's a fun game to be a part of, and these kids are having a blast.
Flagstaff Foot Doctors kickoff taken there at about the 13-yard line. Comes across, makes a move down about the 20. And maybe across the 20-yard line, that was Samuel Lewanson, the returner there for Coconino. As renewed energy into the Flagstaff lineup as Coconino will start first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, now let's see how Coconino's going to respond. They got a little gut punch right now, and Flagstaff has kind of turned up the heat a little bit, made great defensive plays, and then a serious offensive run. So let's see how they if they can continue on and frustrate this Coconino offense.
With Spencer Smith wide out wide left. Here's a give to Cooper French. Goes right between the tackles and kind of a rugby scrum and breaks out of it and gets a first down out of it. Cooper French, a 12-yard carry the hard way on the near side and just took players with him for the first down.
He just refuses to go down right away. He's one of those guys that you can hit him at the line and he'll keep those legs running and pushing and churning and fighting. Before you know it, he's got 9, 10, 12 yards.
Oh, man, he just went through like 2 or 3 guys, and guys were like hanging on. And he just kept moving his legs. First and 10 at the Coconino 39 for the Panthers. Here's a snap. Give. That's the Gabe Collado on the Collado reverse. Gain about 3 yards on the play there for Gabe, and brings up 2nd and 7. Haven't seen that up until tonight. That's like de-designated play for Gabe Collado. That's what I call it, the Collado reverse. It's kind of like a little handoff kind of like Holden Senna's handoff for flag. And Gabe gets that maybe a couple times a game, and here lately teams have seen it coming. So, but that time he gets a decent gain on the play. Third down brings a 3-yard gain and brings up 2nd down. Panthers to the line. Enoch Watson in the shotgun. Here's a snap. Give. Cooper French comes on the near side. Crosses the 45. Stiff arms the 50 and down across the 50 to the 49. And that is number 5. That's Tanner Reef. And he got face planted by Cooper French before. He wasn't going to happen again. He just kind of held on to him. But again, that's enough. About a 7-8 yard gain brings another first down to Coconino. 1st and 10 at the Eagle 48.
Yeah, just another hard-fought run. Cooper French just does not go down normally with one guy. He was on the sideline on that one, went to stiff arm. Tanner Reef did a great job by just holding on to that arm. Had he been able to get that arm loose, he probably would have stepped over Tanner Reef and might have been able to score.
Pitch to Cooper French, crosses midfield, crosses the 45, down about the 43, and gain of about 5 yards on the play there. So it'll be 2nd and 5 from the Eagle 43. And not the last play, but the play before that, Tanner grabbed his arm like he was like an arm bar kind of a thing. And they're already in wrestling mode here in this game a little bit. Tanner Reef is, we've mentioned his name a couple times. He's balled out tonight for the Flagstaff Eagles. He's been involved in a lot of plays. And officials timeout. I think actually Tanner had an equipment issue. And he's going to go off the sideline and get that rectified. And they're going to bring a replacement player in here. And coming in for Tanner is Amari Menninger. Coconino to the line, 2nd and 5. And in motion, there's the snap. Give is the Collado on the Collado reverse. He's got some room to the 40. He crosses the 35. He's got some blockers, crosses the 20, and still going, crosses the 15, down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Gabe Collado with about a 30-yard run there on the Collado reverse.
Wow. He saw a hole. They opened up a nice hole for him. He exploded to the outside, made a couple of really nice moves as well, and picked up about 25, 30 yards. So this is the answer that Coconino is coming with now. They decided, hey, okay, we gave you one. Now we're going to go back and impose our will on you again offensively.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score. Coconino 13, Flagstaff 7. Fourth quarter coming up next on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Sports Network.
Flagstaff parents, don't fumble with your children's dental care needs.
Right.
For over 30 years, Northern Arizona families have entrusted Around the Mountain Pediatric Dentistry's board-certified dentists to give their children winning smiles. Call or text their offices today to get your child's next appointment scheduled. 928-779-0385. Score a touchdown with your child by giving them the dental care they deserve with one of Around the Mountain's board-certified dentists. Call or text 928-779-0385 to schedule your child's appointment.
American Trailer Company, now located in Flagstaff, sells high-quality new and used trailers from a single axle up to a 40-foot gooseneck, not to mention dump trailers. American Trailer Company also offers financing and accepts trade-ins. Visit them on the web at americantraileraz.com. Call them at 928-440-4742 or come by and see their huge selection at 11850 North Highway 89 in Flagstaff, 6 miles north of the Flagstaff Mall. American Trailer Company proudly supports our local high school athletics and would like to wish the football teams at Flagstaff and Coconino High Schools a great 2021 football season.
Hi, this is Jacob Klaus, safety at Coconino High School, and you're listening to the Game of the Week on the Highlands Floor Coverings High School Sports Network. Go Panthers.
Back here to Sky to the start of the fourth quarter. Coconino leads Flagstaff 13-7. It's about the starting quarterback tonight. Maybe Cocoa Bunch offense, but we haven't seen the Cocoa Bunch pretty much since the first quarter. It's been all Enoch Watson in the regular offense who pretty much run all this year for Coconino. Snap, here's a give. Cooper French got some room, crosses the 10 to the 5, breaks the tackle, goes to the end zone. Touchdown, Coconino, as Cooper French goes 14 yards and plows over Spencer Smith to score the touchdown for the Panthers.
he just
man run.
He just made a run. It all started once he got through the hole. He made a little juke step. Look at that, and on Tanner Reef, and just stepped over him, and then he puts his head down and runs Spencer Smith into the end zone.
You know, he had to see Spencer go, "Let's go, big boy."
Oh yeah, he just said, "All right, I'm coming with it." And what a run! But what a great answer by this Coconino offense after Flagstaff got back into this ball game and really had everyone excited.
Panthers going for 2. It's a Collado reverse, and Flagstaff has no part of that, as the 2-point conversion is no good. So 11:51 to go in the game. Coconino leads 19-7 now over Flagstaff, and we'll keep that right here.
Well, Flagstaff had a good offensive drive that one play after the great defensive stop before Salcedo's run. So now that they've given up another touchdown, let's see if they can respond with their own drive, whether it be a big play, whether it be a nice sustained drive. There's plenty of time in this football game, over 11 minutes, so there's definitely plenty of time. It's a 2-score game, but they can put up a quick touchdown or drive it out for 5 minutes. Then if they can get the ball back quickly from Coconino, then they have an opportunity to really get another score and take the lead.
That last touchdown run from Cooper French puts him over 100 yards. He's 25 carries, 110 yards, and a touchdown this game for the Coconino Panthers. Another 100-yard game for Cooper French.
Yeah, we've been saying that a lot.
Mm-hmm. There's the Flagstaff Foot Doctors kickoff, and it's going to be taken by a lineman. Was that a lineman? Yeah, number 68. Stepped in front of the return man and said, "No,
yeah, you don't want to do that, man.
I got this."
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And that was Kent Davison, a 5'9", 210-pound junior with the return there for Flagstaff.
Your job is to block and let the running backs return.
You kind of do that in your backyard game. The big guy never gets a chance to touch the ball. Like, I got this. I'm going to score. No, well, you're down at the 20-yard line. Actually, where is it, 24? We got down to the 26-yard line. Okay, 1st and 10, Flagstaff at their own 26, 11:44 to go. 19-7, Coconino. Flagstaff's got to get back on the board here quick. There's a swing out to Salcedo. Ortiz is there, knocks the ball loose, but I think Salcedo got it back.
He did.
Oh, they're calling it incomplete. Okay. That looked behind. Like I said, on our broadcast, we're actually about a half a play behind on these things. Let me look at the replay here. That was parallel. I mean, maybe that would have been incomplete. Close, though. Anyways, that's a break for Flagstaff, really. 2nd and 10 now at their own 25. Bodie Meyer in the shotgun. Salcedo's off to his right. Back to pass. Looks. Fires. And it is incomplete. Intended for Holden Senna there on the near side. Threw it a little bit early. Senna turned around and the ball was kind of right there. If maybe a half second later, that may have been a complete pass.
It might have been. It might have been. I think that was the wrong choice, in my opinion. I think you had Weidinger, who was actually doing a curl route. You had Senna going out doing the out route, and the defensive back kind of came up and cut him off, which is why I think Bodie Meyer was threw the ball low. Had he looked in the middle, I think he would have had Weidinger for a bigger reception.
Here's a snap. Meyer back to pass. He's being flushed out. Throws incomplete well past the receiver, and incomplete. Now bring up 4th down.
Well, the Coconino defense is stepping up like they've done all year long, and forcing a punt by this Flagstaff team. That's not the drive that Flagstaff wanted. They wanted to try to put up some points because you got a Coconino team that's really feeling it offensively.
Yep. Bodie Meyer back to punt. Jacob Klaus to receive. He's standing at his own 45-yard line. Now backs up a couple yards. 11:24 to go. Coconino leads 19-7 here in the city championship game in the Sky Dome. There's the boot. Klaus is going to take it at the 41-yard line, and he's brought down by a host of Eagles about the 46. And that's where Coconino is going to start 1st and 10 at their own 46. And, score here. Yeah, that'll make it tough. It's not tough right now for Flagstaff to come back in this now, but a touchdown here would almost maybe do it. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, Coconino right now, all they want to do is just control the ball. They want to score, but they want to just control the ball. And I mean, move it down the field methodically. They don't have to try to get in a hurry. They've got a 2-score lead, so if they just take the ball and run it, a couple of quick passes, I think they'll be in good shape. They still do want to score a touchdown or at least a field goal, but they don't want to turn the ball over quick to this Flagstaff defense.
Watson gets a snap, gives it to Cooper French. And he gets a couple yards close to midfield. They're going to mark him down to 49. Gain of 3. Bring up 2nd and 7 from their own 49 with 11 minutes to go. Again, Coconino ends up winning this game. There's a pretty good chance they're going to make the 4A state playoffs. We'll find out tomorrow morning in the bracket release show at 8 o'clock on AIA Preps 365. And if Coconino gets in, they're pretty sure they're not going to host a game. So down to the valley we go, more than likely. Here's the snap. Watson, oh my goodness, pitches it to Cooper French. And there's Spencer Smith to meet him right as he got the ball. There's Spencer Smith. Hello. Boy, oh boy, what a hit.
Yeah, he introduced himself right there. What a play. He sniffed that out from the start.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I mean,
he's right there, the left side linebacker spot.
He was roaming. No one touched him.
Oh, my goodness.
He just runs right by the offensive blocker. It didn't even touch him.
That was a great tackle, by the way. I mean, it was a little high, but not high enough. It was just right there in the zone. There's a snap to Watson. Take the handoff. Back to pass. Looks. Fires across the middle. He's got Ruiz, but overthrows him. And then Ruiz kind of falls maybe to draw something, but that didn't happen. And 3 and out by Coconino. It's a good job there by Flagstaff's defense to kind of hold him there. And they're going to get the ball back here with 9:49 to go.
So actually he was trying to go to Klaus, who was going down the seam route. He did have Ruiz on the left sideline, which would have been a better choice. I think what he did that time is he stopped back and just kind of locked on Klaus and, overthrew it, fortunately, but that wasn't the best choice to go for at that time.
One time I don't use my binoculars, I thought it was Andy Reese, but it was Jacob Klaus. You're right. So Enoch going to punt the ball away, but they're talking about positioning here. I don't know. Something's up here. Nope. And there's a kick. Holden Senna is going to let it roll. And I wouldn't pick it up. Nope. It's going to be down there. Tyler Reagan down there to down the ball at the 5-yard line. Good play on special teams by
good punt
by Taylor.
Good roll on that punt.
Tyler
Reagan.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's someone maybe to think about for the player of the game. And that pick. And then a good play on special teams. We mentioned him a couple times. I don't know, Enoch.
He's had a steady game.
Yeah.
He's had a steady game.
Andy Ruiz, close to 100 yards receiving in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, couple. And again, Flag. I mean, they're still in this. I mean, score here, and got to think about them for a couple of the players of the game here. Here's the snap. Gives to Salcido. And gets maybe a yard. They'll give him a yard. Maybe not. They'll gain. 2nd down. And down by 12 points. 9:24 to go. And got to move the ball.
Yeah.
95 yards to go. And I'm not sure running dive plays is the way to go, but
well, they're trying to get a little bit of breathing room. They don't want to have Bodie Meyer, standing back in the end zone trying to throw and have that Coconino defense get to them and get a safety. So they're trying to just play smart, get a little bit of breathing room by handing the ball off.
Bodie Meyer rolls, and it is incomplete. Intended for Holden Senna, bring up 3rd down.
Good route by Senna. Unfortunately, Bodie Meyer, he was rolling to his left. He's a right-handed passer, so he didn't have a chance to get his shoulder square and actually had to throw the ball a little sooner than he really wanted to because the defensive back, the defensive lineman had gotten in there and forced an earlier throw.
So 3rd down and 9 for Flagstaff at their own 6. 8:54 to go in this city championship game, the 53rd. Coconino's won the last 4, but the series is tied 26 apiece coming into the night. Here's a snap. Meyer rolls out in his end zone. Throws incomplete, intended again for Holden Senna, and it falls incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, they needed some better production there. You know, I don't like it when they constantly roll a quarterback who's right-handed to his left. That makes it a very difficult throw for him to make because he can't set his feet, square his shoulders, and be aiming at the target. He's always on the move. I know they teach it a lot, but I'd rather see him, especially in a big situation like that, roll to his right or just straight drop back.
Bodie Meyer about to punt. Jacob Klaus to receive it. Here's a snap, and Meyer gets a great punt off. Takes a kind of a dead bounce and down there at the 43-yard line. Coconino starts 1st and 10 at the Eagle 43. So playing the field position game a little bit, but the Eagles can't really afford to play that field position game because they're down 12 with 8:38 to go.
Yeah, no, they've got to score points. And I know and Coconino now has great field position. They're already in Flagstaff's territory. So the way they've moved the ball the last couple of drives, I expect them to have a good, efficient drive here again and probably put this game out of reach.
So Coconino starts 1st and 10. Watson now the give to Gabe Collado, breaks one tackle, makes a little move, crosses the 40-yard line inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Gain of about 5 yards for Gabe. Now bring up 2nd and maybe a long 4 for Coconino inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
A couple of nice moves for Gabe, and I tell you what, had he not gotten stopped and caught by Spencer Smith, who came from the opposite side of the field, he might have picked up another 5 or 6 more yards.
Yeah, very true. Back to the line, 2nd and 5 for Coconino. Enoch with the snap. Oh, it's a fake to the up man. And there goes the big man. Tyson Fossil gets the 1st down and more down to the 25-yard line. Gain about maybe 10, 11 yards for big Tyson. 1st down, Coconino. I always get faked out by that. Every time I see Enoch jump, I'm like, oh, wait, I'm not going to look for it. Not only did they fake that, they actually faked like a reverse while they were doing that too. While Tyson's running on the field, they're still trying to hand off a fake football. That's pretty funny.
That's selling your fakes.
Yeah, no kidding. Watson in the shotgun. Coconino threatening to score again here, up by 12. There's a snap. Give to Collado on the Collado reverse again. And gains maybe 2 yards on the play, brings up 2nd and 8. Like we said earlier, Coach Lapsley, who's also the play caller on offense, if he sees a play that works, he'll keep going to it. And quite often, and repetitively.
Well,
so we see Gabe getting a few touches here on the Gabe Collado reverse.
It's a play that they've had a lot of success with so far tonight. So, in certain situations, you want to use it. You will run other plays, but that's a go-to play right now. That's picking up positive yardage.
Yeah, direct snap to Tyson Fossil again. This time the Eagles pick it up, but he fumbles the football, and it looks like the Eagles are on it. No, Ortiz picks it up and almost takes it, keeps it and goes, but he trips over and falls. But, there was a chance there for Flagstaff to recover a fumble.
That was a big chance. They really needed that one.
And Matias Ortiz just, grabs the fumble and retains possession, loses a couple yards, brings up 3rd and 8. But Tyson Fossil there really fumbled the football, and the Eagles defense missed a golden opportunity there to jump on it.
Yeah, they did. That was good hustle, though, by the Coconino players. That's a play right there that really could have changed the complexion of this ball game. Had Flagstaff gotten that and gone down and scored pretty quickly, now you're talking about a one-score game again.
Watson in the shotgun. Ortiz movers position there. Snap. And Enoch now is in the grass, but now tosses it to Cooper French. And nice play by Enoch, but doesn't gain a lot. He loses like 5 yards, maybe 4 yards on the plays. The Eagles sniff that out. And now bring up 4th down and 12 at the Eagle 27-yard line.
That play shows inexperience again too. When you're in the grasp like that, you don't want to try to be a hero, especially when you've got the lead. You just take the loss and then you're still going to have 4th down. That could have really ended up badly because he's throwing the ball, pitching it as he's falling down. Defender could have stepped in there easily, grabbed it, and then would have maybe been able to score. So that's a play that inexperience gets you.
Enoch Watson changing the play here down to 3 seconds on the play clock. 2 seconds, one. They're going to have to call a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 19-7. Coconino leads Flagstaff. 5:06 to go in the game. Back with more after this on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Sports Network.
Hello, everybody. Aaron from Napa with your daily dose of Napa know-how. With the largest parts inventory in northern Arizona, you can feel confident from fixing your car to shining up your ride that we've got you covered. And remember, with our price match guarantee, you can walk out of our store knowing that you
107
got
people
the best
watching right
service,
now.
the best part, and the
I see
best
Jordan
price
Lucero
possible.
leaving some comments.
Family
Former
owned,
quarterback at
locally
Coconino.
trusted, and proud supporter of
I see
Coconino
you
and Flagstaff High School athletics.
watching us. And again,
Hi, it's Jacob Lundy, General Manager.
if you're
of
watching
Finley
the feed,
Flagstaff.
leave us a
And on
comment.
behalf of the Finley family and our entire team,
Your
we
alum,
wanna
tell us
wish
when you
us
graduated from either school, and as we go down to the final 5 minutes to go in this game. And we'll be back right after the timeout here on the rejoined by radio.
Keep your vehicle purchased local, and it benefits great programs like this. For more information, visit us in the Flagstaff Auto Park near the Flagstaff Mall or online at flaghonda.com. Go Eagles! Go Panthers!
Hi, this is Bodie Meyer, quarterback for Flagstaff High School, and you're listening to the Game of the Week on the Highlands Floor Coverings High School Sports Network. Go Eagles!
As we come back, Watson airs it out, incomplete to Andy Ruiz, and that's a turnover on downs. Flagstaff will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line as Enoch Watson just overthrew Andy Ruiz there on the far side of the field there. So Flagstaff with 4:59 to go. And you got to get something quick here. Want to stay in this game. So Bodie Meyer brings him out, and Marcus Salcido off to Bodie's right side there. And now we've got a stoppage in play. A lot of confusion out there. Officials timeout. Well, now we got to figure it out. Now we're going to go. All right, let's try it again. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Here's a snap. Meyer back to pass. Looks. Fires. Complete at the 35-yard line to Jake Whitehill. He's down to about the 38. Close to an Eagle first down. He's going to be about a yard short. 2nd and 1 at the Eagle. They're going to mark him at the 36, it looks like. So 2nd and 1 for the Eagles, and they're kind of in a hurry-up offense now. They kind of need to be as we're at 4:38 and ticking here. Snap, Meyer, back to pass. He's pressured. He's now tucks the ball and runs, and he's close to the first down. He may have gotten it. The spot's going to be close. He's down about the 37.5-yard line. They're going to move the chains. 1st and 10, Flagstaff. A new set of downs at 4:26 to go.
Yeah, he was trying to use the official as a little bit of a shield. He was caught in the middle. Official got knocked down, but Bodie was trying to kind of move back and forth, and the official wasn't sure which way to go. So
1st and 10, Flagstaff. Meyer back to pass. Here's a throw, and he's got a man, but it's overthrown at the 35-yard line. That's Holden Senna. And falls incomplete. Stops the clock, though. 4:07 to play in 2nd down. Fans join us after the game. We'll be joined by hopefully both head coaches and our player of the game, which we'll figure that out as we go along too. And then we'll wrap it up and look to the future, whether it be next week in the playoffs or in 3 weeks when we start basketball season. By the way, with our new YouTube channel, we're even talking about maybe doing a little wrestling, maybe some baseball. So stay tuned. We got a lot of plans. Meyer back to pass. He's swarmed and he's dropped by a host of Panthers.
The whole
first
line.
person there was Jacob Klaus.
Wow.
Also there was Jonathan Padilla. And a few others along the way. Matias Ortiz also there. So,
that almost looked like the way the lineman got into him and got to him so quickly, almost like the line was expecting a screen pass. So,
yeah.
Well,
and they brought the house there on that
they
play
did,
too.
And no one got blocked.
When you got 5 offensive linemen and 7 guys blitzing, somebody's going to get through, and that's Jacob Klaus that did.
Yeah, but 5 guys got through.
Yeah, good point. 4th down here. Oh, no, excuse me. 3rd down? 3rd down. 3rd and 17. Meyer bat to pass, swings it out, and incomplete. And that was intended for Gunnar Price. And that'll bring up 4th down. Gunner's a senior, playing his last game here in this rivalry. We have a timeout. And we'll keep it right here. Looks like Flagstaff may have called the timeout. We'll keep it right here. Some players that are going to be coming back next year. Holden Senna will be back. Jaden Wetzel, Reggie and I both think pretty highly of him. He's a freshman. Tanner Reef coming back. Jacob Weidinger coming back. Some of the linemen also coming back too. Some of the starting linemen, that is. And I don't know. There's some guys. They got some pieces. They need to hit the weight room. That's the biggest thing right off the bat is they need to get back in the weight room and get in that off-season program and be a stronger football team. Because I think that's the biggest problem this year is that, especially on the line, they just weren't strong enough in a lot of games. Yeah,
and that's come to something Coach Manning had already mentioned in the interview you had with him this week, and he definitely knows that that's an area they're going to have to improve on.
We got to find another quarterback. I know Tyson Buckley's the backup. He's a sophomore. They're taking time out. We'll keep it right here. But Tyson Buckley's the backup quarterback here. He's a sophomore. He's also played some line. We've seen him a receiver this year.
Yeah, he's been versatile, man.
Everybody that I've talked to at Flag High says the kid's got an incredible arm, but he's got to work on some other things to get ready. So whether he's going to be the starting quarterback next year or not remains to be seen. Or maybe somebody else will come in. They got to find find some running backs. You're going to lose Nick Morrow, but Nick Morrow's been out for half the year anyway.
Right.
But you get Weidinger back, you get center backs. There's two weapons right there. We've seen that this year. So they're losing some seniors at Flag High, but they're bringing some pieces back, and they need to kind of rebuild their 9s and 10s program a little bit, and you got to develop that feeder system, like we said with Coconino kind of has set up now, and they got to do the same. They got to get kids interested in coming to Flagstaff to play football.
Yeah, and that's going to be the key. They'll have a good nucleus coming back, but what will they be able to add the pieces that they'll need in order to field a really good team? That's going to be the question.
So 3:11 to go in the game, 4th and 17, Flagstaff. And I think you probably can say the game's on the line right here for Flagstaff. They need to get a first down. Meyer about to pass, blitz, and he's dropped. He throws it to his knees, and it's going to be incomplete. Matias Ortiz was there. And also number 24 for Coconino.
Late flag.
That is a Bridger French, Cooper's brother. They got a flag on the play. I think that came out, I believe it's after intentional grounding on Flagstaff on Bodie Meyer. So that's going to be a turnover on downs, on loss of down. And right now, Coconino can run out the game. Flag does have 2 timeouts left, but Coconino's got a 19-7 lead.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much in hand right now, unless somehow another Coconino gets real careless and has a quick turnover and pick six or fumble recovery, the return for a touchdown. I think if they go to their game plan, hand the ball off to these running backs, let them run out the clock, I think they pretty much got it in hand tonight.
Yeah, and that'll be 5 straight wins for the Coconino Panthers in the series. They'll take the overall series lead on Flagstaff. And again, Coconino has won every game we've broadcasted in this series.
They have.
Like I said, I think Flagstaff's not going to let us come back. We may be the problem. Back at the Cocoa Bunch, Jacob Klaus, Cooper French. Breaks one tackle, breaks another. He's brought down there by Gunnar Price, but not before he gains about 7 yards on the play and brings up 2nd and 3. For Coconinos, we're down under 3 minutes to go in the game. So if everything holds, now Coconino is going to wait and see what happens in the morning and see if they get in the 4A state playoffs.
Well, it'll be an anxious time for them. I think they'll be expecting to get that call and get the word that they will have a game next week, which will be good. They again, once they get into the playoffs, you never know what can happen. It'll be a fresh start. Everybody's 0-0, and they'll have an opportunity.
Again, in the Cocoa Bunch, the double wing. Here's the snap. Gives the first man. That is going to be Fossil. And he rumbles and bumbles and stumbles down to the 16-yard line. Enough for the first down. 2:12 to go with the clock stopped.
That's a big fella coming at you. When he gets through that hole, he gets to that second level, and he's a tough man to take down. He's a big young man. He's strong. He's powerful, and most defensive backs really don't want to get in his way. So it's best tackling him from the side.
Trying to get some score updates from some of the games we're kind of watching tonight, but nothing's come in yet. Specifically now, the Lee Williams Deer Valley game is pretty important if you're a Coconino fan. Want Lee Williams to win that game. Here's the snap. Give to Riker Patton. He breaks through to the 5. Touchdown, Coconino, and that puts it in.
That does it.
The Panthers going to win the city championship game for sure now as Riker Patton scores from about, I think that was probably, 7, 8 yards out. It looks, oh, wait. No, actually, no, about 15 yards out. So Riker Patton makes the score 25-7. Coconino with the PAT coming from Villarreal.
And he's just a sophomore.
Right, yeah, I know. Load him up. And 9s and 10s got a couple running backs in them too.
Oh, boy.
There's the PAT is good. Yeah. So it's 20 with 1:35 to go. Coconino with a commanding 26-7 lead over the Flagstaff Eagles in the Flagstaff City Championship game. As we're going to
play it again.
Tyler Regan? Where Reggie and I are going over our thoughts here. I don't know. I mean, that's a maybe we'll leave it to the folks on our YouTube channel. Who should be our? We're going to pick I'll give you 3 choices, and we'll see what comes up. Tyler Reagan, number 11, who had the pick, and a great special teams night. Enoch Watson, the quarterback. Those are 2. Those 2. Now we're going to give them the choices. So if you're on YouTube right now, tell us which
one.
Vote for either Tyler Reagan, number 11, or the quarterback Enoch Watson, who's number 1. Tell us, leave it in the comments who you think should be player of the game, and hopefully we'll get a few of you telling us which one it should be, and we can make a choice. Because I'm kind of leaning to Enoch at this point. There's the return, starting at the 4-yard line, taken out of bounds by Tyler Reagan.
There it is.
Gunnar Price, the return, and Tyler Reagan makes the tackle on the play. Yeah, maybe, well, we'll see. I'm losing my grip, I think, on Enoch. Enoch's 4-7 for 96 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a great game.
Best game as a member of the varsity team this year. Great pass to Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, it was a real good pass. That great drive, but I think Tyler Reagan has been the more dominant player tonight.
I don't like you talking me into that. There we go. Flagstaff down 19 with 1:29 to go. Here's a snap. Bodie Meyer, bat rolls out, looks, he's going to keep it, and he's brought down after a couple-yard gain there. That's a name called a lot tonight. We're not even considering who made the tackle on that play, and that is that's Quentin Mickelson. Great offensive lineman, man. He's had a great night defensively for Coconino.
Yeah, Coconino's had a really good ball game tonight. They've really put it together. They found some things, and again, Coach Lapsley is able to adapt. If something's not working, he knows what else to go to. And once something is working, he'll stick with it until he has to go to something else. But he's called a really good ball game tonight.
Meyer about to pass, and he's just going to be swarmed and swallowed up by the Panther defense. Andy Ruiz, Matias Ortiz down there. Pearson Watson kind of rumbling around too. And loss of yards there. And now we're down to 27 seconds and counting. I'm not sure if we're going to get another playoff here. I think we're probably going to get one. As the Coconino Panthers can start celebrating another city championship win here in 15 seconds.
Yeah, Coach Sweat's really got this defense prepared tonight. They had an off night last week against Lake Havasu, but they came out here and really performed well tonight. All credit to Coach Sweats.
Here's the last play of the season for Flagstaff. Meyer back to pass. Looks. There's a screen pass to Gunnar Price. The 30, 35, and he's down at the 36, and that is the ball game as Coconino wins the Flagstaff City Championship for the 5th straight time with a 26-7 win over the Flagstaff Eagles. You know, I got to give credit though to Flagstaff. I mean, they played a great game.
They did.
They really did.
They did.
And but you know, Coconino is just, you know, they're just a tad better.
Yeah.
And that might be putting it lightly. I mean, like we said, we talked to Coach Manning. We'll talk to him in a little bit. The program at Flag High needs to get stronger in a lot of ways, mentally and physically. And I think the process has already begun. Coconino, they've got a program built, and they've got to work on a few little things. But I know Flagstaff alums and people don't want to hear it, but Coconino is a program that Flagstaff should strive to be, as far as, you know, how that's loaded up. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. We'll take a timeout. The Crumble Cookie of Flagstaff post-game show coming up. We'll talk to both coaches and our player of the game. We'll tell you who that's going to be next on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Sports Network.
This is KAFF Flagstaff, K228XO 93.5 Flagstaff, your home for the legends of country and the high school football game of the week.
I feel you, Jordan Cerro. I see you, dude.
This has been the game of the week.
See, that's what I'm thinking, Jordan. I think I'm going to be outvoted, though.
Tonight's game was brought to you by Highlands Floor Coverings.
Reggie politicking for Reagan here.
Sunnyside Market on 4th Street. Around the Mountain Pediatric Dentistry. Findlay Honda. Napa Auto Parts. American Trailer Company. The Light Company. Frederick Fisher Jewelers. Oxendale Auto Group. And Knackered Pepsi. Stay tuned for a wrap-up of the game, interviews, and more on the Crumble Cookies of Flagstaff post-game show. Next on Calf Country 93.5, AM 930, and streaming live at calflegends.com.
For all your car's Big O knows, there's always a Big O yes. Like getting 2 free tires with our Super 2 for Tire sale. Right now, roll into Big O and buy 2 tires and get 2 free.
Big O Tires is helping Arizonans save money with the best savings promotion we have. Buy 2 tires and 2 free. Hurry, seal and seal. See store for details.
Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Keep an eye on Manning,
though. I will. See store for details.
Hey, football fans, the team at Knackered Pepsi would like to take a moment to wish a great season to the Coconino Panthers and Flagstaff Eagles high school football teams. With nearly 80 years of operations in northern Arizona, the team at Knackered Pepsi knows that it takes a village to make a great team, so they'd like to recognize the players, coaches, trainers, band, cheer and dance squads, student body, teachers, parents, alumni, and all their fans and supporters. Keep on grinding your way to the top, and best of luck this season.
Crumble Cookies, the nation's fastest growing cookie company, is here in Flagstaff in the Aspen Place at Sawmill, offering fresh baked cookies for carryout, delivery, or curbside pickup through the Crumble app or website. Have an event or special occasion coming up? Crumble Gifting and Catering has you covered. Check out their gourmet menu with over 120 flavors rotating weekly. The team at Crumble Cookies of Flagstaff would like to wish a great season to Flagstaff and Coconino High School football squads, coaches, and families. Listen for the Crumble Cookies Sweet Play of the Week.
Welcome to the Crumble Cookies of Flagstaff post-game show on the Highlands Floor Coverings High School Sports Network. The show is brought to you by Crumble Cookies of Flagstaff. Now, for a wrap-up of tonight's game and interviews, let's head back to the stadium. Here's Dave Zorn and Reggie Eckelson.
Back here to Sky Dome, the 53rd Flagstaff City Championship game once again goes to the Coconino Panthers as they beat the Flagstaff Eagles tonight 26-7, win their 5th straight city championship game. And we still haven't called a game where Flagstaff won this game.
You know, we haven't, but I tell you what, that first year you thought Flagstaff was going to have the game, and Ty Fur has the immaculate, you know, the great run at the end of the game to score with no time left. So it's kind of set the tone. That's what kind of, you know, brought Coconino to this point. And then we saw their development over the years. This is a good football team, and they're going to get better. They've got a good feeder system coming in. These young men are starting to realize what it takes to win. I think Flagstaff's just going to have to get to work. Like Coach Manning said, they got to get stronger. They got to go to the weight room. They've got to do some of the little things. Then they've got to find a way to get some of the youth to want to come to Flagstaff High as well. But I think football's alive and well here in the city of Flagstaff. But this Coconino Panther team, they deserve the win tonight. They played extremely well.
Coconino's lined up there by the end of the far end zone, and we're waiting to Brendan to grab Coach Lapsley or our Finley Honda player of the game. Fine, Reggie. All right, number 11, Tyler Reagan, the junior.
He had
safety.
A solid game.
Yeah, great game defensively and great game special teams wise too. So we're gonna go with Tyler. I tried to get Enoch was 1B. I think Enoch had a great game. And the future's bright for him. Tyler made a difference in this game a lot. I mean, it led to this win.
It's funny because we always have multiple choices, which is a good thing. That means multiple guys have played well and had a great ball game. But I just felt like tonight Tyler Reagan made such a huge difference. He was very solid defensively, made huge tackles, big plays, big interceptions. I mean, that was something that I think really set the tone tonight, and it allowed Enoch to do his thing, because they got the ball to him, and Enoch had a great game. Don't get me wrong. He had the best game he's had all season. But I just think Tyler Reagan was really deserved that award tonight.
And coaches are talking with Coconino right now, and on the other side of the field is the Flagstaff Eagles. And it's tough down there. I mean, these seniors, in this program have not beaten Coconino in this game.
Right.
So we kind of hope that for Flagstaff, if you're an Eagle fan, that if you're an underclassman, you go and recruit some guys that maybe played a couple years ago that haven't played. Maybe bring them back, get in the weight room. Remember how this feels in the Sky Dome, by the way. Right. You don't want to feel like that again. So you need to outwork Coconino. You need to get bigger, stronger, faster. You need to put in the work in the off season. Go to the passing camps. Mm-hmm. Get better.
It's dedication and sacrifice. If you got to sacrifice some things. So what I mean by that is sometimes when everyone else is out having a lot of fun, you got to be out on the field or in the weight room by yourself, or you've got to be studying film. If you want to be a really good football player, you have to put in that extra time. And the great players and the good players, that's what they do. A lot of them have natural ability, but they also put in that extra work. And I think this is the thing that I think Coach Manning's on the right track by knowing what needs to be done. And if he can truly get it implemented, they'll be back. They'll have some good teams in the future.
And they, like we mentioned, they got to get physically stronger. They got to get mentally stronger too. I mean, there's times this year where I don't know if that team was locked in like they needed to be. Mm-hmm. So I think this work needs to be done in the offseason. I think Coach Manning's the right guy for it. I've really grown to like him, and I think he's got a good vision going forward for that program. The kids just got to buy in, and the more leadership they have, the more kids you can get back in the weight room and get out to the practice fields, the better. Because right now, as this game proved, right now Coconino is a better program, and if Flagstaff wants to get back to that prominence in the city and make a difference in the region and get in the playoffs, they need to put the work in the offseason to get there.
And that's going to be the key for Coach Manning. He's going to have to really target and find who the real leaders are going to be. And then he has to task them with putting in the work of a leader and going out and getting their classmates and their teammates to really put in that extra work. And they're the ones that are really going to sell it. If Coach Manning can find those leaders by selling it to them, then it's going to be those players that'll be able to get those other teammates and those other guys to buy in and turn it into a real good program.
I think tonight the fans showed up. It was a great atmosphere like usual, and it's always fun to call this game. I look forward to it every year, regardless of where the records are. There's just something about this football game that is really special to both schools, the coaches, the players, the parents. As you hear Coconino cheering in the background, it's a cool game to be part of it. And you know what? We get to be outdoors next year. The game goes back to Cromer, which I love. I mean, it's cool being in here because we get a lot of All right, guys, come on. I was kidding. No, I was kidding. I mean, we get to set up early in the day, and I mean, a lot of the different things that are cool. But, man.
Nothing like being outdoors.
Not being outdoors, especially at Cromer for this game.
That's a great environment, great atmosphere for a football game.
And Coconino will be looking for 6th straight next year against Flagstaff. And, by the way, Coconino is taking the series lead in this game now, as they now lead 27-26 over Flagstaff. So Coconino has got the scoreboard not only for the game, but they got in the series too. So we've already seen a couple comments on our YouTube page from alumni already, puffing the chest out and maybe wearing their Coconino gear wherever they are around the world, and they can celebrate along with them. I know, hey, whenever my team, my school beats our rival, which hasn't happened in a couple of years actually, but I strut around a little bit during the week. I feel good. There's not a bad day about it, so I understand that, and this is a win not only for the current members of the Coconino Panthers and the students and alumni and everything there, but also for the people who set the foundation back in the day. This goes back to 6-7 years ago when Coconino was a bad football program. Right. These wins are for those guys too. The ones that cared, the ones that played hard every day. But even though they were losing by 30 and 40 points, a win like this and the last 5 wins, it's for those guys too. Maybe more than anything else.
Yeah, for sure. And you want to have bragging rights, and so this senior class gets to go out and they have something that they'll never lose. They never lost to a Flagstaff team, in football. And those are the types of moments that will carry with you the rest of your life. And as I mentioned earlier, a lot of these guys, some of them will never play another game of football in their life. Some of them might get an opportunity to go to the next level. Most of them won't. And so this is what they're going to carry with them. So whenever they, have children of their own or even grandchildren at some point, they'll come to a game, an alumni game, they'll see those rivals, and they'll be the ones that say, hey, I never lost to you. How about that? And it's a good, friendly spirit, good, friendly, it's good sportsmanship, good friendship. But again, to be able to say that to your opponent, hey, you never beat me. That's a cool feeling. That's a really cool feeling.
Yeah, we're waiting for Brendan Martin on the sideline to get with Coach Lapsey down there. He's talking with Erica DeVille's son right now, and Tyler Reagan. And as Tyler just walked right past Brendan, number 11, Brendan, right there. It's Tyler. There you go. I know he doesn't have a roster down there with him.
I know it.
Give him the benefit of the doubt here.
Can we get an interview with you for the radio?
So we're so Brendan's going to hook him up here real quick, and then after Tyler, we'll get with Coach Lapsey, and then keep an eye on our Coach Manning on the other side of the field too. And about ready here as Tyler gets set up, and we're going to go down the field right now, and our Finley Honda Player of the Game. Voted on by Reggie Eccleston, my partner, and agreed with by me. Tyler Reagan. Tyler, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Hey, great game by you. You had the pick, and then and we've noticed you all year making special teams play, so I want to start there. I know you have to be a little kind of nutty in the head to be a special teams player, especially when you're first down to make the play. What is your take, and how do you accept that role as being the gunner kind of on special teams to get down there and make the play?
I just know I got to force them inside, make the tackle if I can, and just be down there and help my team get the tackle and have them short field distance.
Hey, Tyler, Reggie Eccleston here. Hey, congratulations on the award and a great game tonight. Talk a little bit about what it means to go out tonight and win this city championship.
It's very big for our team. We've been trying to get wins all season. Hopefully this can propel us to the playoffs, and we can just celebrate our win as a city and as a team.
Hey, Tyler, take us through the pick there late in the first half. I mean, you made a good beat on it, and then after you made the catch, you kind of turned into a running back looking for that green or that blue end zone at the other end, right?
Yeah. So I just saw the receiver wave his hand, saw the QB look at him, broke, made the play, and was taken off. And I just saw a ton of green players. I was trying to do as much as I could.
Hey, Tyler, we'll let you go celebrate with your teammates. Congratulations on the win tonight. And I know you're a junior. You got another year left. So we'll see you next season for football. And, again, congratulations and go celebrate.
Thank you.
Tyler Reagan, our Finley Honda Player of the Game. And we'll as he runs over there to join the Jacks, the jumping Jacks there. And we'll look to hook up here with Coach Lapsley there. He's now getting set up, and now we're joined on the field by head coach Mike Lapsley. Coach, 5 straight in this series, and it was a hard game tonight. Good defense by both ends, but you guys gutted it out and got the win tonight.
Yeah, got to give credit to both defenses. There's a lot of chess match going on in this game. Got to give a lot of credit to our staff. They were working really hard, and it was a great team win for us.
Coach, before the game, you told me the eye of the tiger. And you guys came out, man. Both teams were playing great defensively, but then you kind of settled in. And how about Enoch Watson tonight?
Yeah, he's a special young man. Once again, he gets better every week, which is what we need him to do. You guys have seen his talent. We know his talent. A lot of people in the state know his talent. Getting in and understanding these systems that we're putting in place takes a little time to develop. And I'm so extremely proud that, he's become a great leader for us, and he can step up at any moment.
A lot of those, especially the drive where he I think it was like 3 for 3 on the drive. I've noticed, being out of practice as much as I have, you've worked a lot of those plays, that curl route where he rolls out and hits Andy. You guys work on that all the time. And it's starting to click. Are you seeing with him where the mental game is starting now to catch up to where his physical attributes are?
Yeah, most certainly. The more we talk about things and the more we study film and show different defensive coverages and even in the run game, understanding those things, he's developing mentally as a young man and physically both. So I think he's coming together.
We talked earlier, Coach, in the year about the game needing to slow down for him. It kind of looked like he was in control and the game slowed down tonight. How did you make sure that happened?
Well, a lot of things that we talk about, I make sure he's by my side on the sideline.
Right. I noticed that.
And if he starts creeping away, with the young guys, they tend to do that stuff. I'm like, no. Because I'll think of something or we'll see something. And he's starting to learn, hey, be near my side and we can talk things through.
Right.
Coach, our player of the game, that Reggie. Now I went with Reggie. Was going to beat me up if I didn't go along with him. But Tyler Reagan was our player of the game tonight with the interception and multiple plays on special teams that we saw. Talk about how that kid, the motor he's got. He on special teams, that guy flies down the field with like almost reckless abandon to make a play. And we've noticed that not only in this game, but all year we've noticed that out of him. Tell us what kind of special player that kid is.
Unbelievable. He started off. He played for us last year as a sophomore. And he was kind of like what we were talking about with Enoch. The game was very fast to him, but he dove in this year with both feet and has become a heck of a player. He's a leader on our defense. If you watch, there's a lot of communication that these guys have on the defensive side of the ball, and he loves it. You can always hear him screaming coverage packages or noticing their formations. He is all in on this thing defensively. In terms of his special teams, he's just fearless, and he's really developed into a great young football player.
Yeah, I couldn't say that better myself. I mean, we noticed that tonight, and Reggie was right on it as far as the nomination for the player of the game. I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what? Why not? I mean, a game like this, the way this was played, he's the perfect guy for our player of the game. So, Coach, hopefully you got at least one more game or a playoff run ahead, and we'll find out tomorrow morning for sure where we're going to go from there. And we hope we're probably down in the valley with you next Friday night. And hey, everybody's 0-0, so why not us, right?
Absolutely. We were talking about it in the coach's office. Obviously, not diving too much into it, so it's a distraction. But we were talking about some things. Obviously, if we do get in, we're going to be a higher seed, and we're going to have to face one of the top teams down there. And we love to shock the world, so we're hoping we get in.
All right. Well, we hope to talk to you next week, and enjoy tonight, and we'll see what happens at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yep, y'all keep your fingers crossed for us, please.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach. Thanks for everything, guys.
No problem, man. Head Coach Mike Lapsley of Coconino joining us here at the end of the game. 26-7 winners, Coconino over Flagstaff, and we'll send Brendan off to the other side and see if we can't catch up with Coach Sean Manning of Flagstaff, and I'm not sure where he is. I'm kind of looking around. Can't miss the beard with Coach Manning. So I'm also seeing a group of Coconino players, Jacob Klaus down there, Tyler Reagan, talking with a bunch of flag players. So that's pretty cool. And, at the end of the day, I know there was a couple little scuffles this year between the two, but I'm not the rivalry I was involved in was ugly. I mean, and we didn't care. It was ugly. There's not a lot of ugliness with this rivalry. I mean, maybe there was back in the 80s and 90s. I know, Bubba's told some stories, but there's a lot of respect with this rivalry between Flagstaff and Coconino. At the end of the day, it's good to see them, hugging, shaking hands and stuff after the end of the game.
And that's the exact word, the respect. You hit it right on the head there. These kids have grown up together. They played, Pop Warner. They played other things together. They, spend a lot of time with each other, even though they're at different schools. They are friends, and it's nice to see this at the end of the game where they do come together, congratulate each other, and and then some of them will have the little ribbon, hey, I got you tonight, and then one might say, well, I'm gonna get you next year, that type of thing. It's a really cool thing to be a part of, and I really enjoy seeing how they're kind of intermingling right now.
Yeah, a couple of players taking selfies with one another. It's weird. It's weird for me because it's like we didn't have that in our school, and I don't think it's still like that, honestly. But I want to give some props out to obviously Cooper French, another great night, over 100 yards rushing for him and a touchdown. Jonathan Jaramillo scores the first touchdown of the game for Coconino, like he did the first touchdown of the season after what he's been through the last year. Got much love for him and his family as well, and man, if it ended tonight for Coconino, it couldn't have ended on a better note. But we'll see. Tomorrow morning, we'll find out for sure.
And give the offensive line credit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
X is playing with a cast on, and that's heart right there. And for that guy to perform the way he does and be the centerpiece and the anchor of that offensive line, that was just great. And so I'm really proud to see the kind of game he had. We don't call his name a whole lot because he is on the line, so he doesn't get those laurels. But I just wanted to make sure people know that's a great young man who is the centerpiece of that offensive line.
And he's got a very good chance to go play at the next level too. I mean, I know he's had a couple smaller schools look at him, and he's been like the starting center at Coconino for I think like 2 or 3 years. And he may go down as one of the better offensive linemen to play at Coconino, honestly. And you're right, it doesn't get enough attention. But seeing X, when he hurt his hand, and got to cast it up and say, I could play. Just, let me just go through some motions. And I remember at the Havasu last week, he had like basically Thor's hammer on his wrist. That's a lineman. I mean, linemen are tough, and an injury like that's not going to keep him down. And he was a center. Yeah. So on top of that, it makes it even harder to figure that part out too. So, I mean, good on him. I mean, hopefully there's another game 2, 3, or 4 left with Coconino. It's going to be a hard road for them, but
it will be.
Yeah, why not? I mean, let it all fly if you get in.
But that's what they play for, and if they get in, here's an opportunity for them. I know that's what they were hoping for early in the season, albeit they wanted to have a better record and have a higher seed. Bottom line is get into the tournament. If you can get into the playoffs, then you always have a shot. So I'm anxious. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed. I hope they get the nod. Definitely would love to be able to cover them. If not more than one, at least one more game this year.
We'll make the trip down. It's going to be in the Valley somewhere if they do get in. Probably going to be a Valley-esque anyway. It could be Casa Grande, could be Santan Valley. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm kind of looking through some scores, and there's not really any upsets. Bradshaw Mountain, by the way, won tonight over Mika Mountain, 36-7. And so that's Bradshaw might be 9-10, somewhere in that. I think maybe we'll have to wait and see how that kind of goes. And we're waiting for Coach Manning to be done there with Eric from the Daily Sun, and we'll be joined by him as I come as Post and Butte won tonight. They were number 2, I think, in 4A. American Leadership Academy, Queen Creek, a big win over Benjamin Franklin, 48-18. So we'll see if they stay in the open for them. No score from Lee Williams and Deer Valley just yet. Lake Havasu beats Younger tonight, 48-13. Now that surprise there. Prescott beat Mingus, 49-21. Mesquite beat Marcos, 51-14. Cactus beat Peoria, 29-13. Low scoring game for Cactus tonight, but that's a rivalry game anyway. And looking through some of the other scores, Glendale winners tonight were Thunderbird, 41-19. So We'll keep hitting refresh and see if we can't get a score from that from that Lee Williams game, so we can pass that along. Now we go to the sidelines or down to the field, and we're joined by Coach Sean Manning, the coach of the Flagstaff Eagles. And Coach, defense. We talked earlier this week, and we're kind of wondering to see where the intangibles were. And I'd be honest with you, I was expecting a defensive game right off the bat in the first half, but it was a great defensive effort by you guys in the first half for sure. And it just ended up being. Coconino was a little bit too much there in the second half.
Yeah. By the end of the second half, what was it, 7-0, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, they kind of started throwing out a different offense at us because I think, we've been pretty successful at, slowing or stopping what they normally like to run. So, came out with that kind of a king or queen concept, which we had to make a little adjustment to the second half. It worked. It started out real well. The way we drew it up, we were happy with it, and then got a big run by Marcus there on that spread package that we had, and kind of tightened it up a little bit, got some momentum going. The defense came out and did their job, got us the ball back, and again we just stalled offensively, couldn't get it going, and narrow that thing down to 19-14 at least, and give us a shot. So,
yeah, Coach, this is Reggie. The way the season started, I know the hopes were extremely high, and the offensive production was just off the charts. What was it like to really kind of, once things weren't going as well offensively, to get the kids to stay focused, to stay involved, and continue to play hard?
Yeah, it's definitely a tough thing to do when you come out and you're 4-0 and you're averaging 40-some points a game and setting records, and a few kids get injured. A key component, Nick Morrow goes down, and then the next game we got Jake and Holden, the three top receivers in the conference, and so that emotionally is really tough for a team to overcome. I think it weighed. I keep breaking up on you. I think it weighed a lot on their minds. In the back of their minds, at the forefront of their minds, they're always want to compete. They're going to play hard for their buds and for the program and us and the family. So just trying to keep that in the forefront of their mind, and then keep everything else, all the noise that they're hearing in the back, and just go out and play hard and do the best you can. So that's what we expected from the kids, and that's what they did. It just didn't fall our way. We can't even get a formal recovery. we got to earn it the hard way. That's just what we know.
Coach, you and I talked, this week, and we talked. Weight room came up, and a bunch of other things. I know you being at Flag High now, you've started that process of trying to get kids, to come out next year and to get in the weight room and get working and to build this program the way you want it to be. A game like this, I'm thoroughly impressed the way you guys played, honestly. I know it was 26-7, but, from the last time we saw you to now, this was a much improved and well locked in Flagstaff Eagle football team, I thought, tonight. And the credit goes to you guys to getting them prepared. But, obviously, it. Anybody, an Eagle supporter knows it. The work now gets harder. You got to get in the weight room. You got to work. You got to maybe go recruiting, get some kids out. And I think, I think you're the right guy for it, and I know you already started the process, and I think, in a matter of time, you guys can get this flipped around and get back on track.
Yeah, thank you so much for bringing that up, because that is exactly what we just talked about in our post game with the kids, and it's like a broken record. I've stood in those huddles during good times and bad times. The good times were the teams that took the weight room serious. And that's that 2012, the 2011, the 2013 team. And they were serious about the weight room. And they had Coach Campos to push that. And I saw them transform into grown young men. I'm talking men. And not being undersized anymore. I remember walking on the field as an assistant coach and standing on the sidelines, and the alum are in the stands, and their first words out of their mouth were, "Look at the size of those guys."
Yeah.
Just from one season to the next. So I know what it takes. I know that those three important lifts are huge, and to make it to the 1,000-pound club is an accolade, and it's an honor to get your name on that board, and that's what I'm bringing back. I'm going to bring that back. I'm inside the walls now. I'm working there. I'm going to keep track of the kids skipping on me. I'm going to be hounding them in the hallways because, that we know that that's what it's going to take. Warren Lipscomb, if you remember him, he's our Mike linebacker for 2 years with Todd Hanley, and Warren. he was kind of brutally honest with the guys. He was like, "You guys are super talented. You got a lot of skilled players. All you need is some more mass on your bodies. You guys are skinny.
Yeah.
Let's change that. Take it serious." And the kids were listening, So I know our underclassmen are already in the weight room. Our Frosh team, they know that's what it's going to take to get first string and not second string. So they're already in there. So I'm super proud of them. Super proud of our lower level coaches. Everything that they've done for us. Jamie Jameson's a big morale booster in the weight room for our younger guys, and we got Tom Lyle running the program. We have what it takes. We have the guys in place to run it. I'm going to help manage it and help enforce it, and we got to change this thing around because I'm tired of being undersized. I'm tired of looking across the field and always being the smaller guy. Even their defense is bigger than our offense, so that's got to change.
Yeah, I agree, and it sounds like a great plan, and we wish you guys all the best. And again, Coach, thanks for giving us the access you do, and every week, and you've been awesome with us, and we always enjoy, I know Reggie and I speak for Reggie. I mean, we always enjoy meeting new people, and especially on coaches and stuff, and you've been awesome to work with, and we can't wait to see what you do to turn this program around, and hey. The work starts now. There's no more football games, so now it's time to get everybody in and get going, and we'll see what happens next year.
Yeah, thank you, Reggie and Dave. You guys have been super pleasure to work with as well, and very friendly, and I appreciate it. First time head coach, and a little nervous, but you guys have made it easier for me. Thank you so much.
Well, you made yourself a media darling with us.
All right. Well, I don't want to say about darling, but
that's all right. Hey, we appreciate it, and good luck next year. I'm sure we'll see you around, especially during basketball season.
Thank you to everybody and their support, and go Eagles.
All right. Coach Sean Manning with us, wrapping up year one as head coach of the Flagstaff Eagles. And we'll take our last time out back to wrap things up next. Again, the 53rd City Championship game, once again, goes to the Coconino Panthers. They win 26-7. Back to wrap things up next on the Highland Sport Coverings High School Sports Network.
Crumble Cookies, the nation's fastest growing cookie company, is here in Flagstaff in the Aspen Place at Sawmill, offering fresh baked cookies for carryout, delivery, or curbside pickup through the Crumble app or website. Have an event or special occasion coming up? Crumble Gifting and Catering has you covered. Check out their gourmet menu with over 120 flavors rotating weekly. The team at Crumble Cookies of Flagstaff would like to wish a great season to Flagstaff and Coconino High School football squads, coaches, and families. Listen for the Crumble Cookies Sweet Play of the Week.
With Pergo Extreme Rigid Flooring, high performance runs deep. Deeper visuals, deeper protection, deeper warranty from the #1 preferred brand in flooring. Pergo Extreme Rigid Flooring offers unmatched durability and a guarantee you expect from a high-performance floor with the widest selection of beautiful, authentic wood and stone patterns. For details, contact Highland's Floor Coverings today at 774-6700 or stop by their showroom at 2009 North 4th Street for all the details.
Back here in the Sky Dome to wrap things up here on the Crumble Cookie of Flagstaff post-game show. Again, Coconino wins the 5th straight game in the series, in the city championship game, 26-7 over Flagstaff. They take the overall lead in the series, 27-26. Let's take a look at the final stats from the game for Coconino. They got the ball running really in the second half. They finished with 284 yards of total offense to 141 for Flagstaff. They had 17 first downs, did Coconino, in this game, and they definitely cut back on the penalties there in the second half as well. Enoch Watson, 4-7 for 96 yards, and that one touchdown pass to Andy Ruiz, who had 3 catches for 89 yards for Coconino tonight. Cooper French, another 100-yard rusher, 27 carries for 112 yards, and a touchdown for Cooper tonight. And I don't think he finished with under 100 yards in any game this year, and he goes over, I think he's probably in the 1,300-yard mark now. For him, Pearson Watson led all tacklers with 6. Jonathan Padilla with 5.5 tackles, 5 of them solo, as well as so good effort there. Obviously, by a lot of the Panthers. For Flagstaff, Bodie Meyer, 9 of 21 for 32 yards and an interception. That interception was to Tyler Regan, who was our player of the game. Marcus Salcido, 8 carries, 90 yards and a touchdown. He had that one that he broke for 53 yards there for the lone score. So good job by him. And also, just great plays all the way around. But like you said, like Coach Manning said, Reggie, they're just a smaller team, and really they got to start putting the work in. I mean, this is where there's going to be a gut check. I think you're going to see players who are just out there to look good for family and friends, girlfriends, whatever. They're not going to be around next year. I think he's going to want guys that really want to be bought in and want to win, be a part of this program. I think that's where it starts, and obviously the weight room does too. And you're going to see a rebuilding, not a massive one, but enough of a rebuild where they're going to be in a lot of these games, or maybe win some of these games against teams that are maybe more physical up front with them. They have to get stronger up front. There's no doubt about it.
Well, it's a necessity. And, if you want to be a good team, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to put in that work. It's the type of situation where, again, he's going to have to find those leaders that can now encourage their teammates and develop that cohesiveness for a team and believe in each other and be that real brotherhood. That's all it's going to take. It can be done. It's something that you just now set a standard. Once you set that standard, it's up to the coaches and those leaders to ensure that those standards are followed.
Once again, we're scouring the scoreboard. No new updates. We're specifically looking at that Lee Williams and Deer Valley, and we don't have a score for that because if Lee Williams wins that game, that might probably get Coconino in. Again, I've been wrong before on this whole stupid playoff thing. So we'll find out for sure, by the way, for the AIA 365 bracket selection show tomorrow morning on AIApreps365.com. My former producer, James Mello, co-hosted that show along with Jose Garcia and Brett Quintine. They'll start that show at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And don't know when they're going to announce the 4A. I think they're going to do the open first, and then they'll go to the 4A. But we'll see. So the show starts at 8 o'clock again online. azpreps365.com is the website. We'll be monitoring it as well, and as soon as we know, we'll get it on our socials, and hopefully we'll start planning to go down I-17 next week for the 4A state playoffs. My guess, if they do get in, it's going to be Casa Grande, Post, and Butte. Probably those two teams are probably going to be it. And again, if the AIA decides to take American Leadership Academy Queen Creek out of the open, there's a chance that maybe Coconino does not get in. But if Lee Williams beat Deer Valley tonight, that's going to help Coconino's efforts to stick around. So we'll see. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning is going to be the show. Again, azpreps365.com is the website for that starts at about 8 o'clock. Big thanks go out to both Coconino and Flagstaff High Schools, especially Flagstaff High School, since we're done with them for football. We won't see them for probably another 3 weeks or so until basketball season starts. Janine Brandel, always awesome with us, and obviously Coach Manning, all the athletic support staff and athletes over there at Flagstaff High School, world-class people over there, and we wish the best and hope for the best as far as that program starts to get rebuilt. And then Coconino with Coach Lapsley, Eric Freeze, the athletic director, all the coaches, administrators, and athletes at Coconino. We hope to be with them one more time next week. Mm-hmm. But if not, we definitely appreciate them. And all else fails, will be over at Coconino on November 30th when basketball season gets underway for us, as Coconino will host the Tempe Buffaloes there at Coconino. Thanks to Paige Daniels back in the studio for keeping us on air as usual. Great job by her as usual as well. Big thanks as well to Brendan Martin, who's on the sideline tonight. Thanks to Bubba Ganter and my boy Ethan Zorn running the camera tonight.
Yes.
During our YouTube broadcast, I know we had a couple little problems, but we're learning as we go, and we're trying to get better every week. And I think the YouTube feed did pretty good, did its own and did a good job here tonight. So props to Bubba and his crew of thousands, which is basically Ethan at this point. But we'll build that up for next year too. Yeah. For Brendan on the sidelines, for my partner Reggie Eccleston, I'm Dave Zorn again. Coconino wins the 5th straight Flagstaff City Championship game with a 26-7 win here in the Sky Dome. And we'll see you tomorrow. We may see you next week down in the valley for the 4A state playoffs. If not, we'll see you November 30th for basketball at Coconino. Have a great rest of your football weekend, and we'll see you soon on the Highland Floor Coverings High School Football Network. Good night, everybody. Be safe.